4-28. Your starting pitchers on tonight's ball game: a big left-hander for the Cardinals in here, 3-6 with a 3.23 ERA, Rod Glisson out of California, and an Illinois boy, Kurt Hassler, 4-6 on the season, 2.88 ERA, a right-hander for the South Bend White Sox. Hello, everybody. Along with Pat Foley, I'm Tom Denon here at Covaleski. This is the first ball game of 4 that Sports Vision will have the pleasure of bringing you throughout the season involving the South Bend White Sox. Last night, Pat and I sat upstairs and watched these two clubs play their very first game of the season. Springfield and the Sox, and South Bend won it 7-3. Young man's game, Pat. Kids out of school, maybe no more than a year or so.
It sure is here, Tom. There's no doubt about it. They're not here to make a lot of money. They're here to pay their dues. A lot of kids in their first or second year pro, and we're seeing players in this game tonight who hopefully will one day be with the Chicago White Sox. That's what's on their mind.
Absolutely delightful night for baseball here this evening in South Bend. And earlier, Pat spoke with South Bend White Sox manager Steve Dillard.
Well, from Larry Hines and Al Goldis down to this level, every level that we have in the organization is to be aggressive. Defensively, offensively, on the bases with a bat, everything's to be aggressive. And that's what we try to teach these guys starting last year in rookie ball. And I had most of these guys down there in Sarasota. Brought most of them here with me this year, and we try to be aggressive.
Speaking of young fellas, he's an old man in baseball, but he's still a young guy.
He really is a pretty young guy. A lot of fun to be around, and you talk to his players. They are very excited about playing for him. They say he's an excellent manager.
Last night, these two ball clubs drew the 4th largest crowd in the first year of play here in South Bend. So we're looking for more of the same tonight. Good crowd on hand, about 15 minutes as we tape before the ball game. And we'll be back with the starting lineups from Kovaleski after these messages.
This week's Sports Vision Firestone Player of the Week is the versatile Steve Lyons. He can be a catcher, an infielder, outfielder. He's been playing third base. He even did a little pitching this week. In addition, Lyons was the offensive star for the week. He connected for a .400 average along with driving in some key runs. One of those came courtesy of a home run against the Blue Jays. Steve also pitched 2 shutout innings against the Cubs in the Crosstown Classic. Steve Lyons, the Sox all-purpose man.
It's no big deal. Oh, it's called Master Care Car Service. Brakes, tune-up, alignment. No big deal. The mechanics are great. All their equipment, you swear they were technicians. And they stand behind their work 6 months or 6,000 miles. Master Care. You're covered from Maine to Missoula. These guys are so good. Fixing your car is no big deal.
Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. Master Care Car Service by Firestone.
I thought they just sold tires.
Catch Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show, Mondays at 10:30. Hi, folks. I'm Jim Durham. This is Doug Collins. Coach, I thought we were on vacation.
Fun because now we can start second-guessing all those other coaches and their strategy now, Diddy. We'll have a good time.
All right, that's on Playoff Picture, Mondays at 8 on Sports Vision. Your station for the best in all Chicago sports is right here, Sports Vision.
Kovaleski Stadium. Gorgeous night for baseball, as we mentioned just a moment ago. The Sox and the Springfield Cardinals. And the Sox take the field. Starting lineups tonight for the Cardinals. Leading off and playing right field, Bernard Gilkey. He'll be wearing number 19. Chuck Johnson's in left field wearing number 3. Ray Langford in center field. Number 8 on his uniform. Scott Raziano, the third baseman. Paul Toots, the DH. Scott Nichols, the catcher.
Rod Brewer will play first base and bat 7th for the Springfield Cardinals. Alex O'Hea, the second baseman, and Frank Abreu will play shortstop for Springfield. Starting pitchers tonight, Rob Glisson on the hill for Springfield, and for the South Bend White Sox, tall right-hander Kurt Hassler, standing 6'7". The record so far this year of 4 wins and 6 losses. A 2.88 earned run average. Here the lineup now for the South Bend Ball Club. Dwayne Hosey will lead off, playing center field. Batting in the number 2 position, Cesar Bernhardt, the designated hitter. Mike Maxudian, who leads the league in hitting, will do the catching tonight and bat third. Ray Payton will be out in left field batting cleanup for South Bend. Larry Allen handling first base tonight. Ed Smith is at third. Javier Ocasio is the second baseman for the White Sox. Kenneth Pledger out in right field, and batting ninth, the shortstop, Bernardo, but he likes to be called Nanbi Cruz. Umpires tonight, Matt Malone in the middle of your picture there is the home plate umpire. Jim Hacker at first base, and Chris Jones will handle second and or third. A 3-man umpiring crew here for the ball game tonight.
Kurt Hassler on the hill, getting ready to work to Gilkey. In here with a 243 average, Gilkey. Right-handed hitter, deep in the box, shaded toward right field, and swings and misses. Doesn't get the first one. Hassler, considered the stopper on this ball club. As Pat told you, big, rangy kid, standing 6'6". Quite a basketball player. In high school, went to Bradley University. Gilkey looks at strike 2, and the Sox right-hander up 0-2. First hitter in the ball game here at Kovaleski. Nips it foul off the screen. 1-2 the count. For those of you who have not been out to Kovaleski yet, down the line 336 to right and left. In the power alleys 360, and straight ahead 405.
There's a pitch fouled off down the first base line as Gilkey stays alive. Hassler ahead of him, 2 strikes and nothing. Gilkey, the right fielder for Springfield. And the 0-2 pitch. High pop fly on the infield. Who's going to call for it? Cruz coming over near second base, and he calls off the second baseman Ocasio, and Nanbi Cruz puts it away for the first out.
Thank you, Pat. I think I got my shoe in my mouth here.
What are you, gargling with gravel this morning or what?
I don't know what it is. That fast teeth's not doing me any good. Chuck Johnson, left fielder. 283 hitter. This kid leads the club in home runs with 7. Maxudian behind the plate, leading hitter in the league. Hassler, a sinker ball specialist, down low with the ball. Swings and doesn't get it. Again, Johnson has played just shaded toward right center field.
Now Johnson calls time and backs out. A ball and a strike, 1 man out here as the ball game just getting underway. Chuck Johnson digging in, fouls it off down the first base line. Johnson originally drafted by the New York Yankees, but he didn't sign with them. That was back in '83, and now a member of the Cardinal organization. Johnson hitting 283, the top batting average on the Springfield Ball Club. A ball and 2 strikes. A curveball bounce to the second baseman. Easy play for Ocasio, and 2 down. There in the top of the first. That'll bring up Ray Langford, the center fielder. Langford, left-hand hitter, hitting 259. 3 home runs, 22 RBIs.
Langford out of Modesto, California. 5'11", 180 pounds. One of those kids that we talked about in our opening, only 20 years old.
And his manager, there's the pitch, caught the inside corner for strike one. His manager, Mark Dijon, when I asked him about prospects on this team, this was the first name he brought up, Ray Langford.
10 doubles, 22 RBIs.
Pitch floats outside, evens it up, a ball and a strike.
Matter of fact, Langford, who can run, leads the club in triples with 8.
Well, those Cardinals, they, over the last several years, one of the first things they must be looking for is speed. They're loaded with it. Here's a high pop fly into short right center field. Second baseman Ocasio calling for it, puts it away, and the Cardinals go quietly in the first. 3 up, 3 down as Kurt Hassler has an easy first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. The Springfield Cardinals, nothing. South Bend White Sox coming to bat.
Hi, I'm Jim Martindale, and I'd like to introduce you to the Garden Weasel. It's a 5-in-1 tool that makes gardening fun and easy. The Garden Weasel's 3 rotary blades mesh with a scissor action, breaking up the topsoil. They uproot young weeds before they get a start and mix the leaves and weeds into the soil, and that's a mulch, and that's beneficial to your garden. The Weasel cultivates to a uniform 2-inch depth, protecting your plant's roots. Remove the center blade for cultivating around seedling rows and young bedding plants and vegetables. Use 1 blade for those hard-to-reach areas. Insert the short handle, and the Weasel is perfect for plant boxes and greenhouses. The Garden Weasel is made of a rust-free alloy that's virtually self-cleaning. Simply hose it off and allow it to dry. If you have a friend who's into gardening like I am, the Garden Weasel makes a perfect gift. Look for this display.
The Garden Weasel is available at Osco, Walgreens, Frank's Nursery, Handy Andy, Builders Square, Carter Lumber, participating True Value, and Ace Hardware. Makes a great gift.
On the mound is Rod Glisson, left-hander out of California. The book on him, 3 and 6, has worked in 61 in the 3rd innings, given up 61 hits, so he's not having the best of years. 42 strikeouts. Wears number 16. Has allowed 19 bases on balls, 2 complete games out of 10 starts with a 3.23 ERA. He is also a sinker ball pitcher. Wants to keep the ball down. Does not want this club to get ahead of him early, obviously, and get on the bases. So both guys pretty much have the same game plan. Pat?
Dwayne Hosey to lead it off for the White Sox. Takes a called strike 1. Hosey, the center fielder. He, along with most of his teammates, have really picked up the hitting pace lately. His average is 214 overall. Here's a bouncing ball to the third baseman. Easy play for Raziano, who throws him out.
This Sox ball club in the last 10 days or so has had 2 16-hit games and 2 other games in double figures. They opened up the season very well with a bat, then sort of had to depend on the staff to keep them alive. But Dillard now is hopeful that they're over the hump with the sticks, and with a lot of baseball ahead of them as we go into June, he hopes that if they hit the ball, they can make a run on the people in front of them.
Cesar Bernhardt is backed off on the first pitch. Bernhardt, the designated hitter tonight, has his average, as you saw, up to 294 on the strength of 10 hits in his last 7 games. He's 10 out of his last 33. And you're going to hear a lot of good hitting numbers in the recent South Bend games. As Tom mentioned, a lot of them have picked up the pace. High pop foul. Catcher calling for it. Scott Nichols, and he puts it away. 2 down. And that'll bring up the leading hitter in the Midwest League, Mike Maxudian, the catcher. Maxudian hitting .348, better than anybody else in the league.
Leads the club in doubles with 17. Played his baseball at the University of South Alabama.
Maxudian has a 12-game hitting streak coming into the action tonight. And he's no stranger to streaks. He had a 15-game hitting streak earlier this season. First pitch inside for a ball.
Maxudian, another Illinois boy on this club. Just celebrated a birthday a couple days ago. 22 years old, 5'11", 200-pounder. Very strong kid.
Rob Glisson with the delivery, high and inside. 2-0. Maxudian leading the White Sox with 63 hits, leads the team with 17 doubles, leads the team with 5 game-winning hits. Having a big year. There's a curveball foul back. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first.
Glisson, who you see on your screen there, second full season, was 11-3 last year for Springfield. So this is his second year with this ball club in Class A ball.
Count runs to 3-1 as Glisson bounced one in there. Ray Payton on deck hoping for a chance for South Bend. Now the 3-1 pitch downstairs and the first base run of the ball game.
Well, that's not what Glisson had in mind, as we mentioned just a moment ago. He wanted to keep that top of the order off the bases. Now he's got to face the man in the number 4 hole who's hitting the ball very, very well, Ray Payton.
Payton 10 out of his last 28 over the last 6 games. 296 hitter for the year. Lanky right-hand hitter stands in with a closed stance. First pitch to him and he waves and misses. Outfield playing him straight away. The center fielder Langford rather shallow for Springfield. You see Payton leading the team with 4 homers and 30 RBIs. There's the pitch swung on and missed. And Glisson way ahead now. 2 strikes.
Payton played his baseball at Southern University and selected by the Sox 19th in the '87 draft.
The 0-2 pitch, strike 3 as Payton went fishing on the outside. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Through 1, no score.
I'm Jeff Passel.
And I'm John Rooney.
Each week on Sports Week, we'll bring you the latest in the world of sports.
We'll follow the White Sox and the Cubs as each team battles through the 1988 Major League season.
We'll also keep you up to date on the latest developments with the Bears, Bulls, and Blackhawks.
In addition, we'll have lively features and the best plays, quotes, and happenings in the Chicago sports scene.
That's Sports Week every Sunday evening at 8 for an hour's worth of sports that Chicago wants to hear right here on Sports Vision.
Let's roll and rock and catch the Sox. Rerun pump, watch Ozzie jump. Pick off play, save the day. Loaded gun, a Greg Walker run. Toe the slab, what a grab. Grudge match, watch Pudge blast. Stolen base, it's in your face. Veins, pains, Jim's grin. Start clapping, anything can happen. It's Thorn Apple Valley Death Clock Night, Friday, June 3rd at 7:30. For the first 15,000 fans when your Sox take on the Rangers. For tickets, call 559-1212.
Ball goal eggs. Pat Foley and Tom Denon here, second inning as we open at Kovalevsky Stadium. Sox in Springfield. Springfield club sort of patterned off after the parent ball club, as most minor league teams are. They try to get their kids ready, obviously, to go up into the Big Tent. And they'll spray the ball around, single, double line drive hitters. Good legs, can run. So we'll say again that Hassler wants that speed off the bases, especially early in the inning. And here comes a guy, third baseman, Raziano, hitting .256. Has himself 4 home runs. Not the biggest guy in the world, but hits the ball very well. Raziano, right-handed hitter. deep in the box, slightly closed stance, and again they shade him into right center field. Right field, the Sun field here.
And Hassler starts him out with strike one. Scott Raziano digging in, and he pops this one up behind the plate. Max Studian looks like he has room, and he misplayed it.
I don't know whether there's a problem here in this ballpark or whether these kids are just relatively new in pro ball or not, but the few times that we've been out here this year, the catcher has had problems with the ball behind the plate. Now, there's a lot of room here in foul territory, at least enough room to give them some room to navigate to get to it. But Max Studian went to the screen, and the ball went back over his head, as you see, and landed foul.
I believe they've charged Max Studian with an error to give new life to Raziano. Flags are hanging limp there. Doesn't look like it's a pretty still night here in South Bend. Not much of a wind factor either way. Here's the pitch, popped up again. This one is in play. Who's going to call for it? Smith, the third baseman, takes it. And one down for Springfield. Boy, Tom, you look at this infield. We talked about youth. The South Bend White Sox tonight on their infield have 3 18-year-olds. Third baseman, second baseman, and the shortstop are all 18.
Oh, my. Oh, to be 18 again in the spring.
And what do a young man's thoughts turn to?
Baseball.
Attaboy. There's a designated hitter, Paul Tootsis, taking a strike on the inside corner.
A lot of these young fellas chatted with Pat and I about an hour ago as to where we were feeding this ball game.
There's the pitch drilled up the middle, a diving attempt by Cruz off his glove, and that'll be the first hit of the ball game. Paul Tootsis, who is a recent arrival for Springfield. This is only the 4th game he's appeared in for the Cardinals, but gets the game's first hit right back up the chute.
Tootsis just came down out of the Red Sox organization.
That'll bring up Scott Nichols, the catcher, with a runner at first and one man down. Nichols hitting 197. Kurt Hassler to the stretch. Now a little looper into short right, may drop. It does, and the Cards have something going here in the top of the second. Tootsis had to hold up at first to make sure it would drop, so he's held at second. And runners at first and second now with one man down here for Springfield. And the first baseman, Rod Brewer, will step in.
Brewer hails from Florida, Zellwood to be precise. 22-year-older, 6'3", 208. He was the Cardinals' first-round selection in the June '87 free agent draft after he had attended the University of Florida, Gainesville on a football scholarship.
Well, Kurt Hassler told us before the game, Tom, that when he's right, the ball's on the ground a lot, and it has not been on the ground here in the early part of this ball game. There's the first pitch, swung on and missed as Brewer had a full cut.
We've had 3 pop-ups off the bats of the Cardinals so far in just an inning and a third, and then a line drive base hit off the shortstop's glove. So perhaps Hassler has the ball up just a little bit. He and Glisson told Pat and I prior to the ball game that they've got to get the ball down. They can't allow that sinker to sort of stand up there around thigh high, or they're going to be in trouble.
Runners at first and second, one down here in the top of the second. Scoreless ball game. There's the pitch, slow breaking ball, missed outside. Evens it up, a ball and a strike. Brewer, the number 7 hitter in the Cardinal lineup tonight. Alex O'Hea is on deck. Max Studian wants this one outside. There's the pitch, right down the middle. Pop fouled on the third base line, will drift out of play. And Hassler ahead of him now. 2 strikes and a ball.
Folks still coming in to Kovaleski here early in the second inning. So another pretty good crowd here tonight. They had around 2,400 last night, and should have about that again tonight.
They did a real nice job last night, as we saw here, Tom. The South Bend team put on a clinic for all the Little Leaguers who were admitted for free last night. If they had their Little League uniforms on, they could come out early and got a chance to go on the ball field and get a little clinic from the South Bend players. Hassler's pitch missing way outside, evens it up 2-2. The field was a sea of color last night as all those Little League kids were running around in their different uniforms. But I'm sure it's a big thrill for a lot of them to come out here on the brand new ballpark here in South Bend, and a real nice facility it is. The 2-2 pitch. Shot into left field. That'll be a base hit. There's a runner to third. Tussis will be held up as Payton gets the ball in a hurry. Tussis didn't get much of a break off of second base and didn't appear to have much foot speed to start with, so he had no chance to score, and the bags are full now for Springfield. 3 straight hits. That brings up Alex O'Hea, the second baseman. O'Hea hitting 192, but a chance here to get the Cardinals going here in the top of the second.
O'Hea, another player in the lineup tonight that played with Springfield last year, had a solid year last year as the Cardinals won their division. Led the Midwest League in fielding with a .977 average.
Hassler to the stretch with the bases full and delivers a strike call.
Infield in double play depth. If they can turn the two, they'll get out of here, so Hassler's got to keep that ball down.
White Sox turned over 2 double plays last night, and Hassler hoping for his best friend right here, but he misses inside. Evens the count, a ball and a strike. Outfield very shallow for the White Sox and shaded for O'Hea to swing late. Center fielder Dwayne Hosey well over toward right center. The 1-1 pitch. Short looper into right field, but the right fielder Kenneth Pleger is there, and the runner will hold at third base. That ball was so shallow that I'm not sure Ricky Henderson would have had a chance to score.
No, and I'm sure Tutsis wouldn't have made it the way he ambled into third from second base on that base hit. So Hassler might get out of here. Brew is the hitter, shortstop.
He's the number 9 hitter, comes in with a 191 average.
Now they had Brew listed in the Cardinal organization book as a switch hitter, but he steps in here and hits right-handed against Hassler.
Bases loaded with 2 out here in the top of the second. Here's a bouncing ball to Cruz. Should be out of the inning, and they are. The Indians leave the bags loaded. Hassler with a bases full 1-out jam gets away with nothing crossing the plate. In the inning, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second. No score.
It is no big deal.
It's a hassle.
Oh, it's called Master Care Car Service. Brakes, tune-up,
Alignments?
no big deal. The mechanics are great. All their equipment, you'd swear they were technicians. And they stand behind their work 6 months or 6,000 miles.
Master Care.
You're covered from Maine to Missoula. These guys are so good. Fixing your car is no big deal.
Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. Master Care Car Service by Firestone.
I thought they just sold tires.
We've got it all for you this week on The Golf Show, including a look at one of the country's top courses and a reminder on rules from the USGA, equipment news to update your game, plus insightful interviews with some of the top names in golf like Pete Dye. Tips to help your game from Jack Nicklaus's Golf My Way and 86 PGA Player of the Year Bob Clay. All this and more this week on The Golf Show.
Pat Foley and Tom Denon back in Kovaleski Stadium in South Bend. Thomas, we got to get you into game shape. That throat's giving you some trouble.
I'm telling you. Talk about timing. They say timing is everything. Be at the right time at the right place and do the right thing.
Well, you're 0 for 3.
Yeah, right. That's right. Well, Springfield's got the 3 base hits. The Sox in error, but still goose eggs up on the board where it counts. And the big guy, Larry Allen, stands in here. Oakland, California, 6-footer, 6'4", 200-pounder.
Allen has just gotten his average over the 200 mark. He's 7 of his last 21. Here's a bouncing ball to the second baseman, Ojea, who gobbles it up in 1 man down here in the bottom of the 2nd for South Bend. That'll bring up Ed Smith, one of the 3 18-year-olds on the White Sox infield. Smith, the third baseman.
And you talk about a big kid, 18 years old, 6'4", 220 pounds. I would think that a lot of people looked at him, hoped that he might play football. He played 3 sports in high school: baseball, basketball, and football.
There's the 0-1 pitch, driven into left field in the first hit of the ball game for South Bend. Clean single for Ed Smith. And there will be no no-hitters in this ball game tonight. That'll bring up Javier Ocasio. Ocasio steps in there with a 262 average. The last 2 ball games, he's 3 out of 7. In the last 5 games for Ed Smith, who's now driven back to first base, in the last 5 games, Smith has 11 hits. So, as they say, hitting often can be contagious, and lately it's been just that for the South Bend team.
Ocasio out of Puerto Rico, 5'10", 170-pounder, as Glisson goes back to first again. He's not going to hurt you with a long ball, Ocasio. 3 doubles, 10 RBIs, no home runs. And as Pat told you, hitting 262. Again, shaded toward right center field.
Now Glisson's pitch, and Javier Ocasio didn't mean to swing, but fouled it off, and it's 1 strike and nothing. I would imagine that Glisson, if the White Sox do get a few base runners here, is going to be paying attention. The Sox lead the Midwest League in stolen bases. As a team, they have 93. Although the man at first right now, Smith, is not much of a threat. He's got just 1 stolen base all year. But again, the throw over there, and did he balk? It looked as if the first base umpire, Jim Hacker, was giving the balk sign, but I guess not.
As you know, they've been calling that balk quite a bit here in 1988, right down through the minors. And as Pat said, the signal looked like it was going to be a balk at first.
The 0-1 pitch driven into the gap toward left field, and the Sox have a little something started here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Want to let everybody know that Earl Mishler from the South Bend Tribune is our Sports Vision official scorer here this evening. Earl out here every night as the official scorer for the ball club, and very happy to say he's working with us this evening. So he'll keep us up to date on a lot of stats that might get by.
Here's Kenneth Pledger moving in, the right fielder for the White Sox. Left-hand hitter with 1 man out. Runners at first and second. Didn't mean to swing. It's a fair ball. Throw to second. Goes into center field. The White Sox are going to take the lead. Runner around third will score easily. And a misplay by Scott Nichols, the catcher, who was, I think, trying for a double play, but fired the ball into center field. And it's 1-0 South Bend.
Here's the replay. And I don't know. I think Nichols, for maybe a split second, thought that ball came off the front of the plate, went straight up in the air, and decided to go to second and just airmailed it into center field.
Well, Pledger's given a hit on the play, and the White Sox score the first run as Ed Smith comes around from second to score. Runners still at first and second now with 1 out. Nandy Cruz, the 9th place hitter, the shortstop, moves in, takes the ball outside, and now the hit was taken away. I don't know how they could have given him a hit on that. Fielder's choice. And an error charge to Nichols, allowing the run to score. Now the 1-0 pitch inside, and Cruz ahead on the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Cruz played a lot of basketball in high school, named to the All-Ohio team out of Lorain, Ohio, Southview High School. MVP in baseball also. A lot of these kids have played 2-3 sports in high school.
Glissan's pitch is fouled off, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Andy Cruz was 2 for 3 last night, and he's come alive with the bat as well. 5 out of 7 in the last 2 games. Glissan to the stretch and the delivery. Again fouled off down the first base line, and the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If Cruz can keep this thing going here in the bottom of the second, the Sox will go to the top of the order. On deck is Dwayne Hosey. So Dillard and the Sox would like to get him early. Like to get Hassler some sort of a pad. Dillard told us last night that if Hassler's in command and his arm's live, he looks for him to go a full 9 tonight.
Glissan to the belt. There's the pitch, again fouled off. So Cruz stays alive. South Bend's taking a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second, with a couple of hits and a throwing error by the catcher. And Cruz trying to keep it going. Glissan ready. And they bluff the man back to second base. This Springfield team in the game last night, Tom, as you saw, they're not afraid to throw it around on that infield. They attempted several pickoff plays at second base, at least 3 that I can remember.
Yes, they did.
The 2-2 pitch, again fouled off. Cruz has fouled off 4 in a row.
Cruz not going to hurt you with a long ball, so he's just looking to get some wood on the ball. Consequently, he could stay up there for a long while, fouling off those pitches till he gets the one he likes.
Bernardo Cruz, but don't call him that. Call him Nandi. Or Nandi, I guess is the way he pronounces it. Again, the 2-2. Bouncing ball, might be a double play. The throw to second for 1. They turn it over, and Springfield gets out of the inning on the old 6-4-3. But in the inning for the White Sox, 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error, 1 man left at the end of 2 complete innings. South Bend 1, Springfield nothing.
I want you to watch Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show, starring yours truly, Jim Fregosi, and I want you every Monday night to be right here on Sports Vision with me and the rest of the guys.
Be sure to catch Sox 88 Weekly, the Jim Fregosi Show, every Monday night at 10:30 on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
I don't need drugs. I believe in me and my ability. I don't want anything interfering with the way I play the game. Cocaine's no way to believe in yourself. Hey, it can kill you. If you're into cocaine, get off it. You're living a lie. Get off it while you still have a life.
Cocaine, the big lie. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
Hey, if you ever seen them, they're opinionated, informed, and funny. And they've been called the only real people on TV. Like you to see why when you watch Ben Bentley, Bill Gleason, Bill Joust, and Rick Tellender, the sports writers on TV, every Monday and Tuesday nights, right here on Sports Vision.
We go to the top of the third and the top of the order for the Springfield Cardinals. White Sox leading 1-0. And Bernard Gilkey, who popped out his first time up, gets another look at Kurt Hassler. Hassler starts him upstairs for ball 1. Gilkey bluffing the bunt.
Gilkey pinch hit here last night. Did not start.
Got to be wary. He might lay one down. He can really run. Here's the pitch. He tries to bunt but fouls it off. Gilkey with 26 steals to rank among the league leaders. In fact, he's second in the Midwest League with his 26 steals. Ramon Sambo leading the league with 34 steals. Bender caught the inside corner, and Hassler now gets ahead of him. A ball and 2 strikes. Kurt Hassler to Bernard Gilkey, and he got him on the fist, popped it up meekly on the infield. A collision, they dropped the ball. Ocasio looked like he was calling for it, but Cruz must have thought it was his play, and they collide at an error. Will get the leadoff man on here for Springfield.
Here's the replay. You can see Gilkey up on the bat, got jammed, as Pat told you. And again, some miscommunication. Shortstop and second baseman make contact, and the ball comes to earth. So Cardinals have a base runner on an error.
Wait to see who they give the error to. But the Cardinals have the leadoff man on here now, and Chuck Johnson, the left fielder, moves in. Bounced out his first time. First pitch backs him away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Earl Mishler's going to double check for us, Pat, and see just who that error is going to be given to.
Johnson with a .283 batting average, leading the Springfield team as Gilkey draws a throw. Remember, we told you Gilkey, with his 26 steals, he's only been caught 6 times. So Hassler will have to be aware of him. Into the stretch, and he'll drive him back. He's got him. Picked him off first base. Kurt Hassler picked off Gilkey and does himself a big favor. Quick move for a big man. 6'7", and he got it over there right now.
Now watch Hassler. Had him leaning the wrong way, and when you commit yourself like that, you're a dead duck. And with a lot to spare, Hassler put it right on the money and picks that man off. So the error not going to be involved.
Now a fly ball into right field. Pledger drifting toward the line, has plenty of room, and 2 down for the Cardinals. That'll bring up Ray Langford.
Langford popped up to second his first time up. He's out of Modesto, California. Played Johnson City last year, 1987. Tied for second in the Appalachian League in doubles.
And in that league had a .308 average last year, Tom, which was 5th in the circuit. There's the first pitch inside.
Average down a little bit, but Mark DeJohn pretty happy with these 3 kids in the 2, 3, and 4 slot in his lineup. Johnson, Langford, and Raziano. Close stance up in the box.
Now the 1-0 pitch, slow breaking ball right in there.
Hassler, along with that sinker's got that slow curveball working, giving you a lot of motion. Big man, as you know, and when he gives you all that motion with the arms and legs and then holds up on the delivery while he's got the hitter out in front of the ball.
1-1 pitch driven toward right field, gets through, and base hit for Langford, and the Cardinals have a run around with 2 men out here in the top of the 3rd.
He didn't have him out in front of that one. 4th hit for the Cards. 3 of them coming in the 2nd inning with no damage done.
So the cleanup hitter, the 3rd baseman, Scott Raziano, hit .274 last year in Springfield. Comes in now at .256. Raziano popped out his first time. There's a throw to first, the runner back. That error, by the way, on the first play of this inning was charged to the second baseman, Ocasio. It's his 15th error of the year. Now the batter steps out as Hassler took a while at the stretch position.
Graziano going to get himself a new piece of lumber.
Graziano originally drafted by Montreal in 1984. Scott Graziano, a nice Irish boy. 25 years old. We're in the top of the third, 1-0 in favor of the White Sox. Here's the pitch, down and away. Ball one. Graziano, not a particularly big man, but batting in the cleanup position for the Springfield Ball Club.
He's got those 22 RBIs on 4 home runs and 10 doubles, so he'll hit the extra base hit for you. Sort of sits down on the plate, little crouch.
There goes the runner. Here's the throw. He is safe at second base.
Almost went over the bag, Pat, but got back, got the hand in, and stolen base.
Ray Langford, with his 13th steal of the year, he's only been thrown out 1 time.
Maxudian had the ball right at the belt line. And there's Langford on the dead run. This ball club can run, has a lot of foot speed. And Pete Rose style in on his chest for the stolen base. So halfway around, a runner in scoring position. That's the tying run here early in the ball game.
Breaking ball fouled off by Graziano. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Graziano, for at least his stats, played relatively shallow in the outfield. And again, he swung over into right center field, is Hosey.
Now Hassler's pitch, drive into left field. Hey, let's see if there's going to be a play at the plate. The runner stumbles. They have a shot at him. The relay not in time. Here's the throw to second base. That'll be not in time. And Springfield is able to tie the game in spite of Langford stumbling around third. But the throw was cut off and the relay didn't get there.
So the stolen base really figured in the inning. Here's the replay. Graziano gets good wood on it, drills it straight into left field. And obviously the throw was offline. Smith went up and got it, the relay too late. They go back to second too late. So the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position at second base in the person of Graziano, who picks up RBI number 23 on the season.
There you see Langford stumbling around third, but was able to right himself. And if the throw's on line to the plate, they certainly have a shot at him. But Smith, as you said, had to cut it off, and the relay didn't get there.
Maxudian never gave him a look. Tried to cut down the runner going for the extra base and didn't get him. So a little conversation on the hill right now with the score tied here in the top of the third inning.
You know, Tom, I wonder if Hassler hasn't hurt himself. He appears to be in some difficulty out there. Maxudian came out to consult. Ed Smith is over there as well.
Nobody up in the pen. As a matter of fact, there's nobody down in the pen at all.
Well, let's see now. Apparently there's a problem around the home plate area, and they are calling the ground crew to do a little manicuring, I guess. But we haven't seen any ground crew yet.
Well, there's nobody in the bullpen, and there's no ground crew, and everybody's out on the pitcher's mound.
But it's a beautiful night for baseball.
That's right.
We're in the twilight here at Kovaleski Stadium. We have an extra added feature for you tonight, and if we get a chance, our director Tim Sutton is going to tune in on the manager of the South Bend Ball Club, Steve Dillard. We've got him mic'd up. So a delay here, and I guess they're still, where's the ground crew? Out at the concession stand?
I think so. They're out having a little Coke and a hot dog. Ray Meyer into the stands. And your timing is absolutely superb. We're up here watching everybody stand around and talk on the pitcher's mound. anticipating somebody coming on the field to fix the field up. We're sort of out of gas here, so why don't you sit down and put that microphone on.
Hey, when I grow up, I want to be just like you.
Thanks a lot, Pat. I thought we were at a hockey game when I saw you.
Well, you know, look at the South Bend team. Their forechecking has been great.
It has? Yeah, but they just scored a run. The opposition, they just came in, and they hit the ball pretty well.
Now, what brings you down to South Bend, Ray?
Well, I'm down here for 50th class reunion at Notre Dame, and I came in. They have a golf outing tomorrow, and I'm staying with my friend Evelyn Borowski. Chuck and I went to school together at Notre Dame, and I came down night early. We just went out to eat dinner, and Paul here is one of your men working for you. He called and said they had a baseball game. He says, well, let's go to the game. So he went down and got a couple of tickets on it. I thought the girl was doing us a favors, you know, 2 for 1 night. I said, well, give me 2 tickets. She says, you look like a nice man. 2 for 1, you got inside New Ellis's dad. So 2 for 1.
You're on the tube there.
Oh,
Here, we got to move him over to the side here so that camera gets the...
Yeah,
we got to show him your good side.
There he is.
What? I don't have a good side, Pat. You know.
I'll show him my good side. Here, that's my good side right there.
With that screen up, it looks like Foley's interviewing you inside Gradersford or something.
Hey, Tom, that pitcher, they're looking at it now. Why are the pitchers all so big and all the other guys are so little?
He's 6'7". You could have used him a few years ago on the post, couldn't you?
Well, we could have used anybody on the post. The way we've been going, we've been all right. I think we'd be all right in the years to come.
Hey, Ray, how's your basketball camp? You set to go with that again this summer?
Well, that's been, well, it's about 40 years or 41 years I've been going in there. It's starting to fill up real well, and the only bad session we have is that June 27th to July 4th, because there's so many baseball leagues on, and people are playing baseball, but the rest of them, we closed 3 or 4 of the sessions now, so we have 6. So that's fine. We're doing all right, Pat.
The kid wants a little information. Where does he get it?
I just call school, DePaul, the athletic department, and that's 341-8270. And don't be surprised if I answer the phone. We have a secretary out there, but I don't know, we have a lot of fun in that office. We have all at this time of the year, Joey and all the basketball coaches, we're all running around looking, they're all looking over lists and recruiting, and I just think that I'm glad that I'm out of that rat race. That gets worse every year.
Now, Tom, this guy is noted as one of the nicest men ever to be in the coaching profession. I'm sure you've done a few games involving him at courtside. Now, was he always such a gentleman when he didn't agree with a call?
He was always a gentleman when he spoke to me. Whether he was always a gentleman precisely after the call was made, I'm not entirely sure. I've seen you stroll those sidelines and stomp your feet a little bit.
Oh, and that wasn't on rare occasions either. That was yes. I didn't always agree with the officials, but you know something you realize about officiating? I yelled at them during the game, and when I go back and I look at the movies, and I found that they were right 9 out of 10.
Most people say that,
yeah. When you look at the movies, you find that they're right. At the time, well, you're so prejudiced in all your thoughts when looking at the game. Hey, you got to get on to the ball game. They're going to throw a puck up there. That guy's going to...
We're ready to go. Thanks for stopping by, Ray.
Thanks, Pat.
Good to see you, Coach. Take care. Enjoy the ball game. Nice to see you.
I didn't know I had a hockey announcer. Tom, I know you could do baseball.
Well, I think the jury's still out, Coach. We'll see.
Enjoy your 50th anniversary.
I sure will. Don't forget. Use that puck.
I think Ray Meyer really wanted to be a hockey coach in his time, but got stuck in basketball. Here's the 0-1 pitch now as we get back to the ball game, and it's inside, evening it up, a ball and a strike. We're in the top of the third. The ball game tied up 1-1. The Cardinals have a runner at second base with 2 men out.
Paul Tutsis is the hitter. Wide open stance, left-handed hitter, and might be a pass ball. Maxudian looked like he had a lot of glove on that ball. In any event, to get back to the reason the ball game was held up, just sort of making a guess here, they were working on the third base bag. Now, you saw Langford, when he turned third on the replay, stumble and almost go down. Now, possibly when he scored the run, he might have turned and said something about that third base bag. It might have been aligned a little differently, might have been a little too high, and consequently he stumbled. But that was the delay. The ground crew got out there, worked on the third base bag area, and we're back playing baseball. That lead run on third now, only 90 feet away.
And a pass ball was charged to Maxudian. So here's the 2-1 pitch. Slow bender, but didn't catch the plate outside, and Toots is way ahead of him now. 3 balls and 1 strike.
We're told now that a peg anchoring that third base bag broke off, so consequently that caused the delay, and everything's okay now.
Kurt Hassler to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to deep right center field. Nobody's going to get it, I don't think. On the run. 1 bounce off the wall. There's the throw from Hosey. The man going to try for third. Here's the throw. Plenty of time. He's out a mile. Paul Toots doubles, but is thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. And the White Sox get out of the inning, but not before the Cardinals grab the lead. So in the inning, 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left. A double and an RBI for Toots on the play. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-1 Springfield.
Hi there, sports fans. I'm Phil Georgieff, and the people here at Sports Vision have asked me to remind you that there's a new sports line in town, one that'll help you keep on top of your sports game. It's 976-8383. That number, 976-8383, for all results, all news, all sports, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football. So for the best, most complete, up-to-the-minute sports service, 976-8383, where one call gets it all.
Steel & Lober, building great garages and satisfying customers since 1947. Call Steel & Lober now. And with your new garage, get a protector insulated steel garage door and service door at no additional cost. That's just one reason to call now and find out what thousands of Chicagoans already know. For a great garage at a great price, Steel & Lober's the only name to know.
A Steel & Lober garage, the only name to know. Call 636-5660.
At Kovaleski, 2-1 ball game. Along with Pat Foley, I'm Tom Denon. This is the first of 4 that Sports Vision will bring your way, involving the South Bend White Sox. And tonight they play host to Springfield, and right now trail by a run off that double. And that ball was as well hit as I've seen out here this year. That was about, I got to say, 390 anyhow, with one little hop up on the wall off the warning track. Toots just really got a hold of it. Now here's the throw. Relay is right on a dime. He's a dead man right there. Smith just waiting for him to come into the tag, and he's thrown out.
Top of the order here for South Bend. Hosey drills one off the glove of the shortstop into left field. Bro couldn't come up with it, and Hosey on with a base hit. They get the White Sox started here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Cesar Bernhardt, the DH tonight. Fouled out to the catcher his first time up.
Bernhardt had the game-winning hit last night. Drove in the run that stood up for the Sox as the winning run.
Now Hosey, another guy that can run 17 steals, and he'll be driven back to first base. Bernhardt trying to add to his total of 23 RBIs. Now here's another throw to first, a runner back.
You can see that terrace out there in the right field bullpen and the table set up out there. Very nice atmosphere at this ballpark. You can come out, have a little lunch, late snack, sandwich. Actually, you can watch the ball game from there if you'd like. Good crowd on hand here tonight at Kovaleski, and they keep going back trying to get Hosey. As Pat said, he likes to run.
Well, just about everybody on this South Bend team likes to run, and if they don't, they're going to like it before they're done. You heard on our opening, Tom, that the manager, Steve Dillard, stresses aggressiveness with these kids. Here's the first pitch to Bernhardt, foul back.
Well, Bernhardt, good hit and run man. And if Hosey can get the jump and they get it done, then you're down into the middle of the order with Maxudian, Payton, and Allen. And hopefully that's when you try to generate some sort of an attack. As we mentioned earlier in the ball game, this club is starting to hit. They've had 2 16-hit ball games and have been in double figures 2 or 3 other times over the last 10 days.
Now another throw to first by Glisson, the runner back in plenty of time. You make a good point about Bernhardt. He's struck out only 12 times, and he's nearing the 200 at-bat mark.
So he'll put the ball in play for you. Here he goes.
There goes the runner. High pop fly to short right field. Hosey has to check where the ball is. Now scampers back to first. Can he make the play? No. The right fielder, Gilkey, had a long run, made a sliding attempt. And if he came up with that ball, Hosey was in some trouble. He never saw the ball and anxiously rounded second base, only to find that he had to get back to first in a hurry.
Here's the replay. Just sort of slices it off the top of the bat. And Gilkey on the long run loses his bonnet and can't get to it in foul territory.
So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Bernhardt. And Glisson to the stretch. Comes to the plate but misses outside, and it's 1-2.
Now keep your eye on this left-hander. With all these balks being called, he's got to be very careful that he comes set with that runner on first, looking to pick up the extra base if he can.
And he'll throw over there. Hosey back easily.
Glisson has a very live arm, has been in the 5-day rotation all year long.
At the belt, he'll step off the rubber. And this South Bend running attack, I'm sure, has had more than one pitcher concerned as the year's gone along.
Yeah, if it does nothing more but break your concentration out on the hill, get those infielders a little skittish, especially at short and second. Why, here he goes again.
1-2 pitch driven into left field. If it's fair, it's extra bases. Foul ball. Foul ball by inches.
Man,
home plate umpire Matt Malone made the call.
That was a late call. It looked foul from here, but if we have the replay on it, Malone gave it a long, long look. Well hit ball, drilled way down in the corner. Yeah, it looked foul on the replay. It looked foul when he originally hit it, and Malone went about halfway down. I don't know whether, did he give it this?
Yeah, he held up his arms right away to indicate dead ball.
Yeah, all right.
So it's a ball and 2 strikes. Boy, Bernhardt didn't miss extra bases by much.
And Hosey was running on the pitch, so you could give him 3 bases there. Hosey, that is.
Oh, Hosey would have been in easily.
Yeah.
But now he's back at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, 2-1 in favor of the Cardinals. There's the pitch, a pitch out. Nothing going, though. And it evens it up 2-2. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Dillard might try to run here. He doesn't want to go to a full count. So the likelihood of a pitch out is pretty remote.
Maxudian waiting on deck.
Glisson will throw over there, and Hosey has to get down to get back. So South Bend with a good opportunity here in the bottom of the 3rd. They've got the leadoff man on, the heart of the order coming up. Bernhardt trying to get it going. There goes the runner. Ground ball. Diving stop. 3rd baseman didn't come up with it, though. Glanced off his glove. It'll be an infield hit for Bernhardt. And the White Sox have the first 2 men on here in the 3rd.
Nice play by Raziano. I don't know whether he saved the base there or not. Hosey was running. I don't know whether he'd have picked up 3rd or not. Raziano on his chest, keeps the ball in the infield. You know, The Sox have runners at first and second, and here comes the big guys.
Well, Mike Maxudian with an opportunity, and now it'll be a minute before he gets a chance. Manager Mark Dijon heading out to the mound. You would think the way his name is spelled it would be Dijon, but he pronounces it
Dijon.
Dijon. And no action yet in the Cardinal bullpen, but heading down there is Mike Henry to start getting loose. And Dijon just trying to get his bullpen a little extra time to get cranked up. But for now, Rob Glisson, the man. And Mike Maxudian, the league's leading hitter. He's second on this South Bend team in RBIs with 25. Maxudian walked his first time. Here's the first pitch to him. Downstairs for a ball. Maxudian walking his first time up tonight. That means in the last 9 ball games counting tonight, he has walked 16 times. You think they're trying to get around him? You bet. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bouncing ball to the second baseman. They're going to go for 2. Out at second, out at first. And the Cardinals turn it over. And now it'll be up to the cleanup hitter, Ray Payton, to try to get the run in.
Here's the replay on the double play. Pitchers just love it. That ground ball, sinker ball got down. Maxudian doesn't run all that well, but a tailor-made double play.
Ohea to Abreu to Brewer. Say that fast 10 times.
Yes. If you can talk.
Runner at third, 2 out is Payton. Tries to tie up the ball game, but he fouls this one off. That one caught a piece of his foot, and Glisson gets out in front with an 0-1 count.
From around the majors tonight, the Sox trailed Detroit 3-0 in the third. Indians 3-1 up on Kansas City in the third inning. Again in the third inning, San Diego blanking the Phillies 4-0, and Toronto a 5-1 lead over Milwaukee also in the third.
There's the pitch, bounce back up the mound, up the middle. Nice play by Glisson, and he gets out of the inning. So the White Sox get the first 2 men aboard, but can't cash in. It's no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 3 complete here in South Bend, the Cardinals 2 and the White Sox 1.
Front of the old ballpark, right? The 1-1.
There it goes. And there it goes. Deep left field. That ball is gone. White Sox winner. Dave Gallagher with his first White Sox home run gives the Sox their second extra inning victory of the year. How about that for a comeback?
Ooh, Dawson, yeah, it's brand new. Lincoln Cars. Oh, we're missing you. At the Lincoln Cars. Oh, it's a world of fun. And it's brand new. Come see us now. We'll see you at the zoo. Lincoln Cars. Oh, what's brand new? Lincoln Cars Zoo. My kind of zoo.
Our next South Bend White Sox telecast will be on Wednesday, June 29th, when the Quad City Angels visit Coveleski at 7 o'clock. Watch it live exclusively right here on Sports Vision. 2-1 ball game. Cardinals up. Go to the top of the 4th here at Coveleski. Nichols, Brewer, and Ohea.
Bottom part of the order for the Cardinals. Beautiful night here in South Bend. 84 degrees. Dusk just beginning to fall around the area. And Nichols, who singled his first time up, the Cardinal catcher, leads it off here in the top of the 4th. First pitch to him, a breaking ball, caught the inside corner. And Hassler ahead of him 1-0. 0-1, excuse me. Hassler's pitch. Another breaking ball, but he missed inside with that. And it evens it up, a ball and a strike.
Nichols, one of the 6 hits for the Cardinals. Singled in the second inning.
Now Hassler's 1-1 pitch, fly ball into right center field. Long run for Hosey, and he gets there. Dwayne Hosey went a long way, but hauled it in. And Nichols is retired on a nice play.
When that ball was first hit, I didn't think that ball was going to go that far, but it really carried to all the way to the warning track. Here's the replay on it, and you can see Hosey take it right alongside the 360 mark.
Well, we've pointed out once or twice Hosey appears to play a somewhat shallow center field. Now here's another fly ball to him. He'll drift in on this one. But an easy play for Hosey as Rod Brewer, the first baseman, flies out. And quickly 2 up and 2 down here for Springfield. That'll bring up the second baseman, Alex O'Hea. O'Hea flew out his first time. Now Hassler's first pitch to him. Strike called. Kurt Hassler, who was born in Honolulu but only lived there for about a year. Family moved to Roanoke, Illinois. Here's his 0-1 pitch inside, evens it up. A ball and a strike.
You saw that graphic on O'Hea. We mentioned that earlier. 977 average. Is also first in total chances with 842. So he's got an excellent glove.
Bouncing ball to Smith at third, and the Sox do it in a hurry here in the top of the 4th. For Springfield, 3 up and 3 down at the end of 3.5. It's the Cardinals 2 and the White Sox 1.
Oh no, it's time for lawn care.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
But now lawn care is easy with the Suncast Easy Link watering system. It's easy to get rid of the oh no. Just say yes to Suncast.
Available at Osco, Handy Andy, and Amblings.
When a code 1 fire breaks, there's no time for a communication flare-up. One call alerts police and medical units. TelPlus sure takes the heat off us.
We lost hundreds of calls a day. Now with TelPlus, calls instantly switch to the next open agent, and our call center is a profit center.
People trust us with their finances, so we need a phone system we can bank on. TelPlus is our best money line.
Call 1-800-TEL-PLUS for business telephone systems and equipment. TEL-PLUS, a Siemens company.
Pat Foley and Tom Denon back in South Bend, where the Cardinals have a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Larry Allen, the South Bend first baseman, will start it off. Bounced out his first time. Allen, a second-round pick in the secondary phase of the January '85 draft. This is his 4th year in the minor leagues. A ground ball down the first base line. Nice play by Rod Brewer. The ball came up for him, and it turned into an easy play. And quickly 1 down here for South Bend. Here's Ed Smith now. Singled and scored the only White Sox run. His first time up tonight. Right-hand hitter with an open stance. Takes a pitch that bounced in there, and it's 1-0.
Smitty celebrates his 19th birthday this coming Sunday, June 5th. And he's just a baby, 6'4", 220. Oh, my.
Now 2 balls and no strikes. Smith last year in Sarasota hit .237. 2 home runs and 18 RBIs. And he's now way ahead, 3 balls and no strikes.
Smith also led the Golf League in double plays for a third baseman. That's an unusual stat.
Now here's the pitch, and Glisson missed with 4 in a row. So Smith draws a base on balls, and Javier Ocasio, who singled his first time up, will stand in for South Bend. Rob Glisson on the hill for the Cardinals. Doesn't walk a lot of batters. That's just his 20th walk. His 21st walk of the season in about 64 innings. First pitch is fouled off by Ocasio. These two teams played each other last night, as Tom mentioned earlier, and South Bend won the game 7-3. That's the first time these teams have ever played against one another. Of course, South Bend, a new entry in this Midwest League. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled off. And Ocasio in the hole, 0-2.
And to a man, the Cardinals, from manager Dijon down, very, very impressed with this ballpark here. First time they've been here this trip. Last night, as Pat said, their first game. And think it's got all the makings, really, of a AA or AAA ballpark if this franchise should be very successful here and want to move up.
Glisson to the belt, the 0-2 pitch, driven back up the middle, a base hit for Ocasio. And the White Sox now have runners at first and second with 1 out.
Ocasio came in here hitting .262, is now 2 for 2. And that time just laid the bat on the ball. Just got enough of it to get it into center field for the base hit. And here comes Dijon out to the hill again.
Well, again, the Cardinal bullpen has nobody operating right now. It looks like they might get stirring down there, but Dijon out to talk with young Rob Glisson.
Manager Dijon, I should say, former shortstop in the Tiger organization. And he comes to Springfield after a successful 2-year stint with Savannah. He's 34 years old, a native of New Britain, Connecticut. As he heads back to the dugout now, joined the Cardinal organization in 1985. 86, he led the Savannah Cardinals of the South Atlantic League to a 75-60 record and a 4th place finish. And last year, his Cardinals were 69-69. Very personable guy. Took time to chat with Pat and I at great length prior to the ball game. And he very impressed with this ballpark.
Left fielder Kenneth Pledger, or the right fielder, excuse me, Pledger for the White Sox, with runners at first and second and 1 out, and he waved at strike 1. Pledger reached on a fielder's choice his first time as he bounced one right in front of home plate, and the catcher, trying to roll over a double play, went to second base but threw the ball into center field. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called, and Pledger couldn't believe it.
Pledger, one of the very young kids on this ball club, just graduated high school last year out of Little Rock. Drafted in the 3rd round by the Sox and played in the rookie league with Sarasota.
Pledger appearing in just his 30th ball game tonight for South Bend. Came in at 176. Now the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, and he missed it for strike 3. So a big strikeout for Rob Glisson, who was able to bear down on the left-hand hitter and now has a chance to get out of the inning.
And here's Nandi
Cruz, who rolled into a double play his first time. That, by the way, was the 2nd strikeout for Glisson. Now 2 out for the White Sox. Here's a bouncing ball to the shortstop, and the Indians get out of the inning as they take the easy force at second. So for South Bend, in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 4 complete, Springfield 2, South Bend 1.
I take care of my body, play a lot of sports, play to win. I go to Sportmart. They got the best, at the best prices.
For the way you play.
The everyday Sportmart price is guaranteed the lowest in town, or I get the difference in cash. It's the ESP guarantee.
For the way you play.
Save $40 on Porter's fiberglass backboard and goal, only $49.94. Sportmart guarantees Porter for less.
Sportmart, for the way you play.
Tom, I've got a club I think you'd be interested in joining.
What's that, Dave? The off-the-wall club, and you're the honorary chairman?
Ha! Real funny, Tom. No, the Chi Sox Fan Club, the official fan club of the Chicago White Sox, sponsored by Coca-Cola.
That's right. All members receive an official membership card, 2 free tickets to a Sox regular season home game, a complete set of Sox baseball cards, and a special fan club gift.
Remember, a portion of the proceeds will go to the benefit of the Chi Sox Kids Charities, the fight against terminal illness in children.
For more information, call 924-1000. Sign up today.
In-depth interviews, exclusive features, and the latest sports scores and news. It's all on Sports Week, the new 1-hour program that brings you the week's sports stories every Sunday. Catch it live every Sunday, 8 o'clock exclusively on Sports Vision.
Springfield starting the top of the 5th with the number 9 hitter, shortstop Frank Abreu. Bounced out his first time. Kurt Hassler delivers a breaking ball, caught the inside corner for strike 1.
Abreu signed by the Cardinals as a non-drafted free agent in '84. Did not play in '85 due to the import quota restrictions out of the Dominican Republic.
There's the 0-1 pitch from Hassler. Missed inside. Evens it up at 1-1. Frank Abreu came into the game hitting 191. Now Hassler's pitch, another breaking ball. Strike 2 call. Kurt Hassler was drafted in the 21st round by the White Sox in June of '87. 6'7", 220 pounds. Here's his 1-2 delivery. Strike 3 call. And Abreu disagrees.
Had a little smoke on that. Now Hassler, as big as he is, when his arm is really live, told us last night that he probably throws around 86, 87 miles an hour. But that time he caught the right-handed hitter just flat on his feet looking with the fastball. We go to the top of the order. Bernard Gilkey.
First pitch to him in tight. That's the first strikeout of the game for Hassler, his 50th fan of the year. Gilkey nothing out of 2. Breaking ball for a called strike, evens it up at 1-1. 1 man out here in the top of the 5th for Springfield. Cardinals leading at 2-1. Now the 1-1 delivery, bounce foul. And Hassler moves ahead, 1-2. Kurt Hassler was a 2-time All-State basketball player in high school in Illinois. There's the pitch, fouled off down the right field line. I asked him before the game, how could a kid who was a 2-time All-Stater in basketball but only a 1-time All-Stater in baseball make the decision to come with this sport? And he said, unequivocally, baseball has always been his passion. Here's the pitch, he hit him. And that'll send Gilkey down to first base. That one got away from Hassler, just ran in on the right-hand hitter. He had no chance to get out of the way of that. But looks to be all right.
Here's the replay looking in from the outfield. See Gilkey up on that bat a little bit. And that one just took off and got him right on the upper arm. Take another look at it. Gilkey already in his stride, so he's got nowhere to go.
So Chuck Johnson, the left fielder, now moves in for Springfield. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Hassler now will go to the stretch, and he'll run back Gilkey at first base. Remember now, last time Gilkey was at first, Hassler picked him off. And he'll drive him back one more time.
Johnson's originally signed by the Yankees in 1983. So he, at 25, has been around a relatively long while in A ball.
There's the pitch, strike called. And batters on both sides have been taking second looks at home plate umpire Matt Malone here tonight. He looks like he might be an umpire that you better come out of that dugout swinging.
Yeah, a very young crew here tonight. The umpiring crew, Matt Malone, Jim Hacker, and Chris Jones. Jones was behind the plate last night.
Now Johnson backs out of there. Runner at first base, 1 out. They're in the top of the 5th. 2-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Hassler, quick throw to first, and again Johnson back. Or rather Gilkey, excuse me, is the runner. 6 hits for the Cardinals, 5 for the White Sox. Hassler ready. There goes the runner. The pitch fouled off. Bernard Gilkey had a pretty good start on that, but on the hit and run play, Johnson drove it foul. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Nice.
There's the lucky fan. Last night, Pat and I were out here sort of doing a little homework, and the kids were out here, as Pat told you earlier, all dressed up in their Little League uniforms. Ball went into that right field section out there. Some kid leaned over the bullpen, about a 6-year-old kid, and made a one-handed catch.
Where's the contract? Sign him up.
We immediately went down there and tried to sign him up, but he already had his lawyer with him.
The count is 0-2 on Chuck Johnson. Hassler to the stretch in the pitch, way outside. Nice stop by Maxudian to keep the runner at first. Real good-looking crowd on hand tonight. I have to believe it's going to be one of their biggest crowds of the year here at Kovaleski.
One of the local television stations has a big promotion out here tonight for kids' sake. Is the promotional title of their
quick
campaign.
Throw, almost nabbed Gilkey, who went in standing and just barely made it back. One and 2 the count, and another throw to first base. The White Sox ball team down here in South Bend has just had an excellent start in this, their first season. They've been averaging just over 1,900 fans per game. That's the 2nd best attendance mark in the Midwest League.
And the City Fathers, when they put this package together, were hoping if they could average somewhere around 2,000 or a little above the first year, that they would be very happy with that number. And as Pat indicated, they're right on the bubble now.
So far, so good. I'm sure if the White Sox can string together a few W's, it wouldn't hurt. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball toward the hole. Long run for Cruz. He had it go off the end of his glove, and it squibs into left field for a base hit. And the Cardinals have 2 men aboard.
Speaking of attendance, as we look at the replay here, high chopping ball, and might have skidded on the shortstop just a tad, went on through for the base hit. South Bend was, I wouldn't say unique, but much of the Midwest had sort of a pretty poor spring as far as the temperatures were concerned. It was quite cold. Temperatures vary quite a bit, and you lose your crowd early in the year, you've got an uphill battle. But the weather's turned, and hopefully we'll get this kind of a crowd out here every night.
Here's Ray Langford taking the first pitch for a called strike. Langford is 1 out of 2 so far tonight. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Mentioned a few more W's. The South Bend record entering play tonight, 23 wins and 30 losses. But as Steve Dillard indicated before the game, here's the pitch, slow breaking ball, little looper into short left, and there to make the play is Ray Payton. And 2 down now for the Cardinals. That'll bring up Scott Raziano, who last time up singled and drove in a run. Steve Dillard before the game I asked him about his philosophy as a manager and how important it is to win at this level as opposed to develop players. And by that, I mean that sometimes you'll be in a game type situation where you want to give a kid the experience of going through a tight situation, see how he responds. Maybe percentages would indicate that you'd make a move managerially, but here at this level they're trying to develop talent. And so wins are important, but they're not all important from the philosophy of Steve Dillard and the White Sox organization. Raziano with an 0-1 count. Kurt Hassler is ready. And the pitch. Swung. Did he get a piece of it? Yes, he did. Maxudian had the ball squirt away, and the runners were thinking about heading off, but Raziano had tipped it foul.
I'm sure Dillard from time to time gets on his kids pretty much, but he has an excellent disposition as a teacher. And you sit here out at this ballpark and watch him after somebody makes a bad play. He handles them very, very well.
0-2 pitch, high and tight, and Raziano hits the deck. Raziano. Hassler not afraid to come inside, he told us before the game. The inner half is his, he thinks, and Raziano gave it a little lean and then had to take a seat.
The inner hole maybe at that time. He got Gilkey just a couple of guys ago, and that time almost got Langford. Or Raziano, excuse me. So he might have them just bailing out a tad. Speaking of what do you want to teach kids in the minor leagues, there's one thing there. Raziano, let's see how he handles this. He's got a closed stance, stays in there.
Bouncing ball to the third baseman Smith. He'll take the force, and the White Sox get out of the inning. For Springfield, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left at the end of 4.5. Here in South Bend, the Springfield Cardinals 2 and the South Bend White Sox 1.
Price and selection. That's why Solozzi Edelson Chevrolet is the largest auto dealer in the Midwest.
Our volume allows us to sell for less. We guarantee you won't find a lower price, or we'll give you back the difference in cash.
For example, choose this new S10 pickup truck for only $66.83. So come in and see us.
And drive home in the truck of your choice today.
At Solozzi Edelson Chevrolet in Elmhurst at York and Roosevelt Roads, where you always save more money.
Visiting here at a United Way agency are some religious leaders of our community.
The United Way provides supplementary resources to enable people to do a job well, whether it's caring for children, caring for the aged, feeding the poor, and it's a way in which all the people can participate. That's what I like about the United Way.
The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Vision by the South Bend White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Vision is prohibited. We head into the bottom of the 5th inning with the Cardinals leading the White Sox by a score of 2-1. And here he hopes to take you the rest of the way is Gravel Gertie, Tom Denon.
Thank you, Pat. Top of the order for the Sox, Hosey, Bernard, Maxudian against the left-hander Glisson. 2-1 ball game, bottom of the 5th at Kovalevsky. Cards on top, 2-7-1, 1-5-2, the numbers thus far. Hosey singled in the 3rd, grounded out 3rd to 1st, his first time up. Played straight away. Close stance up in the box. Foul ball. There goes that kid with that glove again. No, not this time. Hosey's out of Altatina, California. Played at Sarasota last year. Hit .299 during the month of August. Fastball inside. Count all evens at 1-1. Sox got out in front 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Cardinals 2 runs in the third. And that's the way it stands right now. Fly ball into left center field. And center fielder Langford over, under, and 1 down. Here's the DH Bernhardt, who, as we mentioned earlier in the telecast, had the winning hit last night, singled in the third, and popped up to the catcher his first time up in the first inning. Came in here hitting .294. Another fly ball, this time into shallow center field. Langford again, one hands it, 2 down very quickly. Ball game starting to move along, Pat.
As did the game last night. They don't waste a whole lot of time. At least it appears that a lot of these kids, the pitchers like to get that ball and get her rolling.
It's approximately 20 minutes to 9, and we're halfway through. Ball game got underway at 7:05, and here's Maxudian. Hit into the double play that sort of killed the Sox chances in the third. Hosey and Bernhardt had opened up with singles. Pulls that ground ball through the coaching box and down into the bullpen. Again, we'll tell you, if you've not been to Coveleski, 336 down the line, 360 in the power alleys, and 405 to dead center field. There's a look at the ballpark. You'll notice those terraces out there. And if and when the time should ever come where a lot of folks are coming out here and can't get in, they could put grandstands out there.
Maxudian looking for his first hit of the night. He has been held hitless only 9 times all year.
Got that one on the fist. Second baseman O'Hea, and bang, 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 1, 2, 3. 3 up and 3 down for the Sox. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on at the end of 5 full at Coveleski. 2-1 Cardinals.
Hunting for a Honda is easy at Bob Rohrman's Schaumburg Honda Automobiles. You'll get all these colors to choose from and the lowest prices. Everyone in Bob's service department prides themselves on customer satisfaction. I like that. So come to Bob Rohrman's Schaumburg Honda Automobiles.
At the corner of Gulf and Plum Grove Roads in Schaumburg.
One more thing, Bob.
Texas Rangers into Comiskey Park this Thursday through Sunday for a 4-game series with the Chicago White Sox. All those ball games will be televised on this White Sox homestand right here on Sports Vision starting tomorrow night at 7:30. Kurt Hassler goes into the top of the 6th trying to keep the Cardinals at bay and keep his team in the ball game, Thomas.
Thank you, Pat. Here's the guy that hurt him in the 3rd inning. Paul Tutsis with that double thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. Left-handed hitter, wide open stance. You'll see when he gets in there. And that double took 1 hop off the warning track. Almost in dead center field.
He crushed that ball. If he pulls it, it would have gotten out of here, but he hit it to almost the deepest part of the ballpark. And he got all of it.
Tutsis has played Double-A ball, so he's been around. Hassler. Foul ball. Smith going to give it a go and can't come. No, I thought he had it for a second. I thought a fan touched it, but in any event, just a loud foul. Both umpires hustling down there. Malone from behind the plate. Chris Jones, who worked the plate last night, off the 3rd base bag.
You can see a beautiful night here in South Bend. Shirt sleeve weather. Here's Smith's effort, and the ball just got a row into the stands, and he couldn't reach over to snare it.
I mean, he really rips it. Base knock into right field. So Tutsis opens up with the base hit. He is 3 for 3 tonight. Singled in the second, doubled in the third, and opens the sixth with a single. And here's Nichols.
You mentioned earlier Tutsis, a recent arrival to the Springfield team, and the way he's opened up, Mark Dijon's got to be awfully happy to have him. 3 for 3 tonight, so since coming to the Cardinals, he is 5 out of 8. Paul Tutsis, who now stands at first base.
Hassler working from the stretch. They're going to bunt him along. Excellent bunt. They've got to go back to first to get the man and do by a stride. So the sacrifice was on by Nichols. Successful. Tutsis winds up in scoring position at second base. Here's the replay on that bunt.
Excellent bunt. As you said, he deadens it in the grass, and Larry Allen had just one play, and he made it to the second baseman, Ocasio, covering. So the Cardinals with a runner in scoring position and 2 out for the number 7 hitter.
Rod Brewer, 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the second, flied out in the 4th inning.
1-0.
No activity in the pens at all. Cruz just edging over towards second base. Hassler takes something off and misses outside. Count even, a ball on a strike. 1 man out. Runner at second base. 2-1 ball game. Cardinals leading at Kovaleski. On deck is Alec Ojea as the Cardinals work from the bottom of their order.
Brewer with 23 RBIs this year, which is up among the leaders on the Cardinal Ball Club. And he's got a chance to increase their lead right here.
Those 23 RBIs that Pat just mentioned trail but 1 player on the ball club. Payton has 27. So Brewer's getting it done. Payton not playing in the ball game tonight. Brewer 6'3", 208, ideal build for a first baseman.
They thought he was an ideal build for a football player, too. He got a football scholarship to the University of Florida at Gainesville.
Maxudian sitting a little outside, and there's the ground ball to third. Smith, they got him.
Got him on the tag. Nice play by the first baseman, Allen. He had to come off the base to first base to go get it. You'll see here the throw from Smith. He hesitates, double pumps, and then airmailed one. And Larry Allen had to do a dance at first base. He comes off the bag to get it, and he gets him on the tag coming down. Nice play by Allen.
In the meantime, Tutsis stays right at second base, where he should be. You don't want to run unless that ball goes through. So the responsibility now is on the second baseman, Ojea. 2 men out. Tutsis still at second base. Curveball, just nudge foul into the on-deck circle.
0-1.
Frank Abreu fields it. Hassler working from the stretch. Pleasant night for baseball. It was quite warm today here in South Bend. Has cooled off just enough, and everybody just seems to be sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the ball game tonight downstairs. And Hassler comes in high and inside again.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're in the area down here in South Bend, you really ought to stop by if the White Sox are playing. It's a real nice minor league ballpark. There can't be much of a bad seat in the house. The relatively small park here, but very comfortable.
Hit the curveball into right field, and the ball gets away from Payton, and Tutsis going to score standing up. single for O'Hara, who got the job done with 2 men out. Just sort of wristed it into shallow left center field. Here's the replay.
Little looper into short left. Payton tries to come hard. He got a pretty good jump, but the ball just died on him, and then he got caught on the short hop, so no chance for a play at the plate. Had he come up with it cleanly, he would have had a shot at Tootsis, who doesn't move that well. But the ball hopped away, and Springfield has a 3-1 lead now.
You could see on that replay that he did not wrist hit it. He hit it right on the barrel of the bat. Just got about half of it. Good enough for the base hit and the RBI. Here's Abreu. Hassler now down by 2 runs. Gets the fastball over for the called strike.
The South Bend center fielder, Dwayne Hosey, I don't think he's played one hitter to pull the ball. He's played everybody to swing late. Now over toward right center.
Hassler back to Allen. Keeping the runner honest. 2 down. I don't know whether Dijon would send him here or not. Might be a good idea.
Well, Hassler's thinking along with you, trying to keep him close.
Abreu fanned his last time up and hit into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning in his first time at bat.
O'Hara over there at first, though, doesn't run much. He's tried just 4 steals, but he's been safe on 3 of them.
Abreu now in the hole, 0-2. O'Hara trying to get that extra half step or so on Hassler. Big right-hander looking his way. The coach at first base is Maloney. Curveball and hit sharply to second base. Ocasio over and the inning ends. But not until some additional damage occurs. A run scores on 2 base hits and a sacrifice. And at the end of 5.5 here at Kovaleski in South Bend, Springfield Cardinals 3, White Sox 1.
What does he, now wait, what does he chew?
Yes, just guess.
Not chewing gum, not tobacco, celery.
Bubble gum. Dirt. He chews dirt. He picks up dirt
that takes care of my lunch.
And he chews on it.
All of us eat a ton of it in our life.
Can you imagine? No, are you serious?
I'm serious.
In other words, he takes a handful of
dirt and he stuffs it in just like tobacco.
Does he have teeth?
Do you know what he does for a living?
What?
He grows marijuana. Yeah.
What?
Yes, he does.
Here in the United States?
Here in the United States.
You're exposing it on the air now?
No, it's legal.
No, it's not legal. Come on,
it's in California, isn't it? Everything's legal in California.
Wait a minute. Ferris Fain,
yes,
this great baseball player, this All-American, if you will,
yes,
grows marijuana.
He said he was a good hitter, and he was also very good. He had a good green thumb. So yes,
well, you know the feds are coming out there.
There he got him. They nailed him twice.
They already tune into the Sports Writers every week, and we thank you so much for watching.
Pat Foley and Tom Denon back in South Bend. There's Steve Dillard, the manager of the South Bend White Sox. This is his 6th year in the White Sox organization as a manager. And in the previous 5 years, he's had 1 first-place finish and 2 seconds. And Mark Dijon, the Springfield manager. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, and the White Sox trying to get back in it, trailing 3-1.
Middle of the order for the Sox. Payton down the right field line, and it falls for a base hit. Gets through. Payton gone for 2, and he's going to go in standing up. Payton gets his first hit of the night, opens up the 6th inning for the Sox. fly ball down the right field line. Gilkey had no chance to get it, then let the ball trickle through. Payton picks up the additional base.
So a good start for South Bend here in the 6th. And Larry Allen tries to keep it going. By the way, if you were with us earlier, we told you we'd have an extra added attraction for you tonight, which would be the conversations of Steve Dillard. We had him mic'd up, but we fibbed a little bit because some technical difficulties are preventing us from bringing you the dugout conversations.
Allen has hit 2 ground balls off the left-hander tonight. 1 to second, 1 to first. If he hits to the right side of the infield now, at least he'll move Payton up a base with 1 man out. But the Sox looking to get something going here. They're down 3-1, bottom of the 6th. Curveball didn't get it. In the hole, 0-2.
Well, you said it, Allen here. The thing he's got to have on his mind is to pull the ball. A tough assignment against the left-hand pitcher, but wants to make sure to try to move that runner over.
Allen's a slightly closed stance, played straight away. Glisson looking in for the sign. There's the ground ball to second base. Good as a sacrifice. And Payton moves up to third on the ground ball.
Good job by Larry Allen, who will be charged with an at-bat, but that's a team play to move the ball to the right side. And White Sox now have a runner at third with just 1 down, and Ed Smith with an opportunity to get South Bend a little closer.
The play went O'Hara to Brewer, second to first for the Cardinals, 1 down. And here's Smitty, who singled in the second, scored the only run, and walked in the 4th. Ground ball right back through the hill, takes the second baseman's bounce, and they throw him out. But Payton scampers in with his second White Sox run. So 2 ground balls to second base. Move Payton along after the opening inning double, and the Sox right back in it now. 3-2 the score, 2 down. Here's Ocasio. Shot of the Sox dugout.
Ed Smith picking up his 19th ribby of the year.
Glisson misses outside. Glisson is out of Garden Grove, California. Went to school at Chapman College. And in his career there as a college pitcher was 20-15. Has never had arm trouble. Foul ball off to the right side and out of play. We might have told you this earlier. He was 11-3 for Springfield last year, so he was a big man in that rotation.
Hasn't had the same kind of luck this year, though. 3-6 entering the ball game.
Misses outside. Somebody up in the pen for the Cardinals.
A man who we don't have listed. Oh, is that 14? Sean Hathaway.
That's the man. That's our man.
Sean Hathaway loosening up for Springfield. Glisson has completed 2 of his previous 10 starts. But Mark Dijon, I'm sure, doesn't want to give the White Sox any reason to get excited.
Well hit the third. Beautiful pickup by Raziano on the throw to first, and the inning ends. So the Sox get an opening inning double by Payton. They move him around to third on 2 ground balls. Leave nobody on. At the end of 6 full. Cardinals 3, Sox 2 here at Coveleski.
Extra, extra, extra! The king of Nissans must liquidate $5 million of new and used car inventory. Come in and make the king an offer. He must and will consider any reasonable offer to reduce his inventory. Every car and truck is sacrifice priced, hundreds in stock for immediate delivery, and the king will not be undersold because nobody sells Nissans for less. King Nissan prices start as low as $59.95, and the king has special 2.9% truck financing. Nobody sells Nissans for less than Ray Harris King Nissan, home of king-size discounts. 5757 West 2E in Niles.
You know, it's not easy being a big-time media celebrity. Heck, after announcing the game, I'm literally hounded for autographs. And when I go to a restaurant, jeez, it's a regular mob scene. That's why I always carry this, my Bob Uecker mask. When I have it on, people scatter. They leave me alone. It's great. I even find that mosquitoes and insects don't bug me when I wear it. And now you can get your very own Bob Uecker mask on Friday night, June 10th at 7:30 when the Sox take on the Brewers, courtesy of Miller Lite.
Arena football comes to Sports Vision on Friday night beginning at 10:30. The Chicago Bruisers take on the New England Steamrollers.
Wow.
Did you name that team?
I sure did.
Arena football on Sports Vision Friday night at 10:30.
The Steamrollers against the Bruisers. Hey, man. Rambo going to be there.
Not a game for the faint of heart.
We love our South Bend White Sox. Gilkey stepping in. Cardinals open with the top of the order here. Hit by a pitch the last time up was Mr. Gilkey. 0 for 3. 0 for 2, I should say. Gilkey, Johnson, Langford. Hassler gets in with the first one. No balls and a strike. Nobody out. Top of the 7th inning. Close one. Cardinals 3, Sox 2. Sox opened the series last night with a 7-3 win, and their stopper, Big Kurt Hassler, on the hill now for them.
Hassler leads the South Bend staff with 3 complete games. This is his 11th start.
Look out. Inside just a tad. And we go to 2-1.
Little activity now in the South Bend bullpen as we move into the final third of the ball game. Both managers want to make sure they have somebody ready.
Fly ball at dead center field. You better get going, Hosey. Can't get it over his head. All the way to the wall, and Gilkey heading for 3 and goes in sliding.
Can he pick him up and lay him down?
Can he pick him up and lay him down? Now, Pat had mentioned on more than one occasion tonight that Hosey plays a relatively shallow center field. Well, and I'm telling you, on this replay, he really kisses it, and Hosey just never gets to it.
Turned the wrong way. The ball was drilled. Gilkey hit it right on the nose, and Hosey didn't have much of a chance, particularly with the wrong turn. The toughest play there is for an outfielder, a line shot right at you. So Hosey gets burned for the 2nd time tonight, and watch Bernard Gilkey. There wasn't, here he stumbles a little bit around second, but still not even a play on him at third base as the White Sox run the ball back into the infield.
3rd triple of the year for Gilkey. So the Cards looking to get something going here. Top of the order. Gilkey already on at 3rd. Nobody out, and here's Chuck Johnson. Johnson singled his last time up. Hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd and grounded out 2nd to 1st in the 1st inning. He's hitting .283, has 7 home runs, 15 RBIs, and 7 doubles. So this kid's a pretty good stick.
23.
He's out of Oakland, California.
Mark Girard, one of the players warming up.
Ground ball right over the hill, took the big hop. Ocasio charged to try to backhand it and just couldn't come up with it. Difficult play no matter how you look at it. Base knock. So give Johnson the single and the RBI. Gilkey walks in from 3rd, and we're in a 4-1 ball game now.
Sorry, Tommy, I stepped on you there a little bit, but you said it. Bouncer right up the middle, and a tough play as the infield was drawn in. Runner at 3rd and nobody out, and now Steve Dillard is going to come on to have a word with Kurt Hassler as the Cardinals have taken a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th.
In a 4-2 ball game, excuse me, Pat, Hassler's going to get the hook here. He has given up 11 base hits in 6 full innings. Nobody out here in the 7th, and the White Sox going to go to the bullpen.
I think it'll be Gerard. Let's see. Calling for the left-hander. Rob Resnikoff will come into the ball game. Resnikoff.
Now, all right, we're going to be back here while Resnikoff gets on the hill. We're at Kovaleski in the 7th inning. Cardinals leading the Sox 4-2. We'll be back after these messages.
What does he... Now, wait. What does he chew?
Yes. Just guess.
Not chewing gum, not tobacco, celery.
Bubble gum.
Dirt. He chews dirt. He picks up
Well,
dirt
that takes
around
care
the
of my
mound,
lunch
and
this
he chews
afternoon.
on it.
All
and-
of us eat a ton of it in our life.
Can you imagine? No, are you serious?
I'm serious.
In other
I'm
words, he
serious.
takes a handful
Full
of dirt
and he stuffs it in just like
Does he have
tobacco.
teeth?
Now, do you know what he does for a living?
What?
He grows marijuana.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, he does.
Here in the United States?
Here in the United States.
You're exposing it on the air now?
No, it's legal.
No, it's not legal. Come on, Jeff.
It's in California, isn't it? Everything's legal in
Now, wait a
California.
minute. Ferris Fain,
Yes.
this great baseball player, this All-American, if you will,
Yes.
grows marijuana.
He said he was a good hitter, and he was also very good. He had a good green thumb. So yes,
Oh, you know the feds are coming out there.
There he got him. They nailed him
Oh,
twice.
they
a year.
already... Tune into the sports writers every week, and we thank you so much for watching.
Nobody.
Pat Foley and Tom Denon back in South Bend, where Rob Resnikoff, who's one of the real stoppers on this White Sox team, comes into the ball game. No record for him, but look at that earned run average. .81 in 16 appearances. He's gone 22 1/3 innings, 22 hits. Only 2 earned runs have been scored on him. He has walked 2 and struck out 10. Left-hander Rob Resnikoff, a New York area boy who's, I'm sure, hoping that, I had a chance to meet him last night. He was going to get on that phone and let everybody know back home about where we were on the satellite tonight, and I would imagine he's got a few relatives tuned in.
Yeah, we had a long elevator ride. I think we went up and came down twice, 2 or 3 times till he got those coordinates correct. He was going to get on the horn as soon as he got back to the hotel, give somebody a call. He's on the mound now, and as Pat said, New York kid from Bayside.
Tough cookie he's going to face here to start off, Ray Langford, with Johnson there, the runner at first.
Langford 1 for 3 along with a stolen base. Resnikoff attended Holy Cross High School, Queensboro Community College, St. Francis College. Played in the Northwest League last year.
Leads the White Sox with 7 saves. Nobody else on the staff has more than 2.
Look out.
And let me tell you, this Resnikoff, I mean, he's a nice kid. And that big number 23 on his back is not an accident. Rob Resnikoff lost his mother over the winter very unexpectedly, and really a devastating blow to him. Very close to her, and it happened very quickly. Sudden illness, and she was gone a couple of weeks later, and he's dedicated his baseball playing to her, and 23 was her favorite number. That's why he's got it on his back.
Left-hander in the dirt with that last one. Count even now. Ball and a strike. Nobody out. Triple and a single. And that was enough for Hassler, who left 6 full innings, 11 hits, 1 strikeout, no bases on balls, allowed 4 runs, hit a man, no wild pitches. Langford, closed stance, leads his club in triples, so look out if he can get his bat around on one. Hosey again sitting there in somewhat shallow center field. Big hole in right center field, even though this kid's a left-handed hitter. They've been shading everybody the other way all night, Pat.
Yes, they have, without exception. The closest they've been is straight away, but Hosey's not played anybody to pull the ball yet.
Drills it foul over the first base bag. Foul.
talking with Steve Dillard before the ball game tonight, Tom, and at this level of play, Class A ball in the Midwest League, I was asking him how intense they get in terms of pre-scouting and scouting reports and all that, and it's really not as involved here at this level as it would be, of course, in the major leagues, where they have a book on every player and where their hitting and throwing tendencies are. But here, these are all young kids, and for the most part, it's let's go out and play some ball.
Try to get the basics down. I imagine there's a lot of routineness, if that's a word. They just do it over and over and over again. And that's what the minor leagues are all about. You can start getting up in the AAA ball, that might be a different story. High with a fastball is Reznikov.
The balk.
Oh, they call a balk. So we've been looking for it all night long, and the left-hander did not pause long enough, so Johnson now finds himself halfway around. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
Well, they say he didn't give it the full stop. It appeared that he stopped for a fraction, but not long enough for the liking of the second base umpire, who was the man who called the balk.
Wild pitch back to the retaining wall behind the plate, so Johnson now has moved up on a balk and a wild pitch. And although Steve Dillard is leaning on the protective retaining wall in front of the dugout here, I didn't see him say anything to the home plate umpire on the balk call, so perhaps the call was absolutely correct. In any event, Reznikov digging himself a hole here now in relief of Hassler. There's nobody out, a runner at third, a runner already in, and the meat of the order up in the person of Ray Lankford. Raziano on deck, and Tutis to follow, and Tutis is 3 for 3.
You mentioned Reznikov digging himself a hole. You're certainly right about that. I think, though, you know, what we're seeing here is a classic example of what growing pains are all about. A 23-year-old kid. You saw how excited he was last night when he found out the game was going to be on television.
Well, with all our conversation, he hangs in there and gets the K.
Big strikeout.
So it's unfortunate. Here's the curveball. It's unfortunate that he had to throw that wild pitch and balk. Here comes Dillard to the hill. They might get him out of here right now with the right-handed hitter Raziano coming up to the plate.
And they are. Dillard has already made the motion toward the bullpen, and Mike Gerard is the man out there. So Reznikov able to get the big strikeout of the left-hand hitter. And Dillard will play the percentages here as Mike Gerard out of Brown University. An ex-hockey player will come into the game. We'll tell you a little bit more about it.
There you go, Foley. You got the book on him.
I sure do, and we'll give it to you right after this timeout.
Right.
Tom, I've got a club I think you'd be interested in joining.
What's that, Dave? The Off the Wall Club, and you're the honorary chairman?
Ha! Real funny, Tom. No, the Chi Sox fan club, the official fan club of the Chicago White Sox, sponsored by Coca-Cola.
That's right. All members receive an official membership card, 2 free tickets to a Sox regular season home game, a complete set of Sox baseball cards, and a special fan club gift.
Remember, a portion of the proceeds will go to the benefit of the Chi Sox Kids Charities, the fight against terminal illness in children.
For more information, call 924-1000. Sign up today.
Think for a minute. If every one of us gave just 5 hours a week, if we gave just 5% of what we earn to the causes we say we care about, it could add up to the biggest volunteer effort this country has ever seen. And we could accomplish things that right now we only dream about. Just 5 hours, just 5%. It's not that much to give. But what we could get back is immeasurable.
23-year-old Mike Gerard. His teammates here in South Bend call him the Animal. Maybe it's because he was a hockey player at one time, but there's his record. 3 wins and 2 losses. Good ERA, 183 in 15 appearances. 39 in the 3rd innings. Just 28 hits off him with, look at that, 37 strikeouts in 39 in the 3rd. Just 11 walks, and he's got 2 saves to his credit. Mentioned earlier, a former hockey player at Brown. Of course, also played baseball there. Also a personable kid.
Also went up with us on the elevator last night. For you folks who like trivia and like a lot of information that you're never going to use again, he was with Resnikov when Resnikov made us go up and down the elevator a couple times till he found out where this game was going to be fed and how. So maybe Gerard made a phone call too.
Pretty good possibility. And he faces a tough situation to enter the ball game. The cleanup hitter will stand in against him. He's got a runner at 3rd and 1 man out, and Gerard trying to keep the White Sox close. They trail it here 4-2 in the top of the 7th.
Raziano's 1 for 3 and an RBI as he stands in here in the 7th, and his club leading 4-2. He's out of Kenner, Louisiana, this young fella, 25 years of age. Hit .274 for the Cardinals last year. And as Pat told you earlier, he was in a Montreal chain, 7th round selection in June of '84, signed with the Cardinals in April of '86. And let me tell you, he can swing a pretty good bat. .256 doesn't get you too excited, but for a second baseman, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs, 10 doubles. And they got him sitting in the number 4 hole, so he's dangerous. Gerard up high with it. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 man out, runner at 3rd, a run in on a triple, a single, a balk, and a wild pitch. And standing in the on-deck circle is Tutsis, who's had 3 big hits tonight. Gerard missing down low. So he certainly doesn't want to give this guy anything too fat, but he's now in the hole 3-0. And I guess maybe there's not too many problems. Might put him on, maybe get the double play. Still working down in the pen for the White Sox, another left-hander. They work toward us, so it's tough to pick up their numbers. Up high, and Raziano draws the walk.
Well, you said it. I don't think Mike was going to give in to Raziano. If he was going to swing, he was going to swing at Gerard's pitch. And the base on balls will bring Dillard out of the dugout once again. One of the luxuries that the managers in this league have, Tom, is the big staffs. The South Bend club has 12 pitchers on the roster, so certainly a lot of flexibility in that area for
Tortorisi in the pen. Mark Tortorisi. He's not going to get the call. I thought maybe Dillard would bring him in here to face this left-handed hitter, but he's going to stay there. Perhaps he's not ready. And Gerard, now with runners at the corners, has got himself a mild problem. Right-hander working to a left-handed hitter who has 2 singles and a double, and hit one a country mile into deep center field back in the 3rd inning. Got 2 out of it. Was out trying to stretch it into 3. That's Tuttis. Ground ball to second. Well, they get 1. Now they got Raziano in the rundown, and they pick up the double play. Very good job.
Oh, but a better job by Scott Raziano. He gives his ball club a run with some excellent base running. That's not a forced double play, so the run will count. Raziano heads up on the base pass, gives the Indians, or the Cardinals rather, another run.
5-2 the score. The runner scored before the second out was made, and that makes it legitimate. So at the end of 6.5 here at Kovaleski, there's your totals. 5-2 Springfield.
If you want to see beauty, brains, and brawn,
watch Chicago Championship Wrestling every week on Sports Vision.
Chicago's winners on cable. Don't miss the action of the toughest half hour on television. Every week on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
These are important years. Years when you're the center of his world. The years that you're shaping his life. Knowing that cigarette smoking is a major cause of heart disease, would you want him to smoke? The American Heart Association, we're fighting for your life.
Back in South Bend, the Springfield Cardinals own a 5-2 lead over the South Bend White Sox going to the bottom of the 7th. And here's the play that ended that last inning as Tootsas puts it in play. Ocasio was going to try for 2, but look at the heads-up base running play by Raziano. He makes the second baseman put the ball over to first, and that eliminates the force part of the double play, and the runner from third scores easily.
Kenneth Pledger steps in now for the White Sox, left-handed hitting right fielder. Struck out in the 4th, hit into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, and a ball and a strike on him now. We're in the bottom of the 7th in a 5-2 ball game.
Tom, I'm very disappointed. I thought you were going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Well, Pat, there's a couple reasons I'm not going to do that. Number one, I can't sing. And number 2, what are the words that take me out to the ball game?
You got to be kidding me.
Bottom of the order, Pledger, Cruz, and he waves at it, doesn't get it, and he's out of there. That quick strikeout for the left-hander, Rob Glisson. Big, wide, sweeping curveball gets the left-handed hitter out of there.
Third strikeout for Glisson tonight, and you said it, the big bender, and Pledger had to go for the long reach. It wasn't long enough.
Here's Cruz. Double play in the 2nd inning, fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Glisson has settled down. He has allowed 6 hits through 7 1/3 innings. 2 of those hits came in the 2nd inning. 2 of them came in the 3rd. So he's done a pretty good job. High with the fastball.
Here's the pitching line, by the way, on the South Bend starter tonight, Kurt Hassler. He went 6 innings. They touched him for 11 hits. 5 runs, they were all earned. Struck out 1, hit 1 batter.
And foul ball off to the right and out of play.
Hassler wound up with 90 pitches thrown tonight. Hoping that he doesn't figure in the decision, because if he gets one, it could only be a loss.
And another foul ball pumped out over first base.
Hassler has lost his last 3 decisions, so he's going to sit back and depend on his hitters to get the White Sox back in the ball game here tonight.
Pat mentioned that Hassler threw the ball 90 times. Of course, that's a concern for every pitcher. And Glisson mentioned to us before the ball game that that's been one of his problems. He's been throwing the ball too many times in a given ball game, and he's high now again. Usually when a pitcher starts getting high on a regular basis, you start to look toward that bullpen, because if they start getting that ball up, they're a little tired. They're not getting follow through all the way. Line drive, just foul down the right field line. That could have been trouble. On deck is Hosey at the top of the order. Here's the left-hander for the Cardinals in the bullpen, number 26, I believe.
Greg Becker, 24-year-old southpaw.
Fly ball into shallow left center field, and center fielder Langford under it. No problem. 2 down.
top of the order, and Dwayne Hosey grounded out third to first in the first inning, singled in the third, and flied out to center field in the fifth inning. Hosey came in here with a .214 batting average, 15 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 1 home run. Played straight away. Glisson up a little high again. Very pleasant here, as we mentioned in the broadcast booth. You look down at home plate umpire Matt Malone, though, and he's losing a lot of water down there, Pat.
Well, it was about 85 degrees or so when the game started. I don't imagine he's too overheated down there now. It's cooled off quite a bit since the sun went down. With all that gear on there, it sometimes is not very easy for the home plate umpire.
Well hit to center field. Langford on his horse in front of it. No problem. Fly ball to center field ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Sox at the end of 7 full here at Coveleski. The Cardinals 5, the South Bend White Sox 2.
What do Karl-Heinz Granitza, Victor Noguera, and the Northern Illinois soccer players have in common? They all learned soccer from a former great player and a great coach. Hey, that's me. Hi, I'm Willie Roy, inviting all of you to a fun-filled week of soccer at the Northern Illinois Willie Roy Soccer Camp. Held on the university grounds, the low price of $295 includes 1 week of instructional soccer with myself, my staff, and special guest instructor Karl-Heinz Granitza. Also included are meals, lodging in the university dorms, a camp t-shirt, and your own personal soccer ball. 3 separate camps are scheduled, June 19th through the 24th, June 26th through July 1st, July 10th through the 15th. For more information, call today, 815-753-0277. Reserve your spot now for a fun-filled week of soccer. Please join me at the Northern Illinois Willie Roy Soccer Camp. I'll see you there.
Coveleski Stadium on a lovely evening, first day of June, and a good crowd on hand. A lot of young kids out here, as we mentioned. The WNDU stations here in town have a big promotion on hand tonight, welcoming all the kids for kids' sake. And they'll run that promotion through the season 4 more times in June, July, and August. But back to the ball game. Cardinals now stand in with Nichols. Scotty Nichols, the catcher. Nichols, Brewer, O'Hea, and immediately wraps a single into right field to open the 8th inning. Cards lead 5-2. Here's Brewer, the first baseman. A single and 3 trips. That back in the 2nd inning. Cardinals have 12 hits tonight. Among them a triple and a double.
We were talking in the early part of the ball game about how the White Sox bats have come to life, but not tonight. Rob Glisson has held them at bay for the most part.
Wow, that's well hit. Over Pledger's head, 1 hop off the wall, and Brewer in with a stand-up double.
So 2 straight hits for the Cardinals here to start the 8th inning. And Mike Gerard is in some difficulty. That pitch right down Main Street, and Rod Brewer made no mistake. He crushed it right on the sweet part of the bat. 1 hop off the wall, and Pledger can do nothing but try to hustle it back into the infield. And runners now at 2nd and 3rd for Springfield, and nobody out.
And here's a guy who singled his last time up in the 6th inning, O'Hea, and picked up a run for the Cards. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. You're down by 3. That's not where you really want to be. gone to the bullpen twice.
Sox have to pull in the infield here.
And you get that infield up on the skin portion of that infield, and that normal ground ball that would go for an out can leak through. Swinging, doesn't get it. Count 1-1 with nobody out. Gerard, the third hurler here tonight for Steve Dillard. Hassler, the starter, went 6 full, then Reznikov for a third of an inning. Now Gerard. Nobody up in the pen right now for the Sox. Fly ball to shallow center field. Here comes Hosey. They're not going to send anybody on that one. So Gerard, a third of the way home, gets the short fly ball to center field. Nobody moves on the bases, and we go to Frank Abreu.
Well, when Hosey caught that ball, he was only about 30 feet or so off the infield dirt, so no chance for that runner to tag at third base at all.
Abreu fanned in the 5th and hit ground balls in the 2nd and 6th inning. 9th hitter in the order. Line drive, base hit into left field. 1 run's going to score. Another runner turns. Brewer turns third, heads for home. The throw to second. They got him hung up between first and second and throw him out. So Abreu drives in 2 runs with a base hit and then gets caught on the big turnaround first and is thrown out by the White Sox. But Nichols tallies from third base, Brewer behind him from second, and it's a 7-2 ball game, Cardinals.
Nothing fluky about that one either, Tom. Abreu drilled it solidly into left field. As we take another look, the ball on the inner half, and Abreu got the bat head around in front and hit a clothesline into left.
Here's Nichols just ambling in from third. And Brewer on the dead run as the ball was hit close to the foul line in left field, was sent home. Ground ball to second base. Gilkey on the dead run, long throw, and they got him by 2 strides. Cruz to Allen, the inning ends, but the Cardinals tack on 2 more runs on a total of 2 hits, 3 hits, a single, a double, and a single. And now at the end of 7.5 here at Coveleski, Springfield 7 and the Sox 2.
Strange how many automobiles portrayed as state-of-the-art have become mere illusions of innovation. Enter the Acura Legend Coupe, named one of the 10 best cars in the world by both Car and Driver and Road and Track magazines. It is shattering preconceived ideas of what a performance automobile should be.
Arlington Acura in Palatine, because you know when it's right.
Let's roll and rock and catch the Sox. Rerun pump, watch Ozzie jump. Pick off play, save the day. Loaded gun, a great Walker run. Toe the slab, what a grab. Grudge match, watch Pudge blast. Stolen base, it's in your face. Baines, Pains, Jim's grin. Start clapping, anything can happen. It's Coca-Cola Jersey Day, Sunday, June 5th at 1:30 for all fans 14 and under when your Sox take on the Rangers. For tickets, call 559-1212.
Number 26. 7-2 your score, bottom of the 8th. New hurler on the mound now for the Cardinals. Glisson. Superb job, went 7 full innings. And now the big left-hander on the mound.
Greg Becker is the man. 2 wins and no losses, 3.86. Earned run average, is 21st appearance of the year tonight. He's got 4 saves to his credit. 21 innings, just 12 hits off of him. 9 earned runs, though. He's given up 1 home run. He struck out 21 in 21 innings, walking only 11. So Greg Becker comes on to relieve Rob Glisson here to start the 8th, and the Sox are down to their last 6 outs.
Cesar Bernhardt, fly ball to deep left field. Johnson plenty of room, however, gloves it, and there's one down as we open the 8th inning.
Well, Mike Maxudian will move in there now, and Tommy's been held hitless tonight. He has got a 12-game hitting streak on the line. He has been held without a hit in only 2 of his last 34 games. This might be his last crack in this game.
Maxudian has hit 2 ground balls tonight, so he hasn't gotten anything up in the air. Hit into a double play in the 3rd, grounded out the 2nd and the 5th, and walked in the 1st inning. Left-hander to left-hander. Becker misses with a curveball outside.
Here's the line on Glisson for Springfield. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, just 1 of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 3.
Here's Big Mike, 400 in the month of May, 44 for 110. So that backs up what Pat just told you. Another ground ball, this to short. Abreu charges and throws him out.
So Maxudian is held off by the Cardinals there tonight, going 0 for 3. Did draw a walk in the 1st inning, but that's a big gun to keep at bay as far as the Sox are concerned, and the league's leading hitter unable to reach base other than walking his first time.
Payton hits the first one. One hopper, long throw, and they get him at first base. Nice play by Abreu, and quickly Becker sends him down. 1, 2, 3. 8 full. Kovaleski here in South Bend. The Springfield Cardinals 7. The South Bend White Sox 2.
Hi, folks. I'm Jim Durham. This is Doug Collins. Coach, I thought we were on vacation.
No, fun begins now. We get to start second-guessing all those other coaches and their strategy now, Diddy. We'll have a good time.
All right, that's on Playoff Picture, Mondays at 8 on Sports Vision.
Your station for the best in all Chicago sports is right here, Sports Vision.
Strike 3! Yay! You know, I always wanted the best for my kids, the best neighborhood, the best schools. But most important was my father's advice. Give of yourself. Dad would always find time to have a catch with us or take us to a ball game. I think that gave us a special family closeness.
Hey, Dad, catch.
That's why I take my kids to baseball games. You owe it to them.
Major League Baseball, a family tradition.
7-2. Go to the top half of the 9th inning. Cardinals leading by 5. Johnson, Langford, and Raziano going to face a new pitcher here in the person of Mark Tortorisi.
Mark's had a tough go of it so far this year. There you see it, 9.13, the earned run average. This will be his 12th appearance. He has started 3 games, so most of his action in relief. 23 2/3 innings, 33 hits. He's walked 18, as you see, and struck out 21. So Tortorisi with a chance for a little work here in the 9th inning. And
the attendance 29-35. Good house again tonight here at Kovaleski. Tortorisi is out of Hillside, Illinois, 6'4", 220. Played baseball at Iowa Wesleyan College. And in one 60-inning period, Patrick, struck out 97 people.
Big left-hander, and he can bring it. But he's had a tough time here in the first part of the season for the White Sox.
Chuck Johnson, the hitter. 2 singles and 4 trips for Johnson. Line drive to second base. And very quickly, Ocasio gloves it. 1 man out.
Quickly, here's the line on Mike Gerard. His pitching work tonight, an inning and 2/3. 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. No walks or strikeouts.
Here's Langford, a single and 4 trips. That came back in the 3rd inning when the Cardinals tallied their first 2 runs. He can bring it, can't he? Comes right overhand, Tortorisi. Misses outside with a fastball. Langford swings, misses. Count even 1-1. One man out.
That Langford doesn't leave much in the bag when he takes a rip, does he?
No, he doesn't. 20-year-old kid out of Modesto, California. Looks at the fastball low. In the dirt. 3 balls and a strike. Ray Meyer down here watching the ball game, visiting South Bend. Ray celebrating his 50th anniversary as a graduate of the University of Notre Dame. Had a nice chat with Pat earlier in the ball game. High with a fastball is Tortorisi, and Langford draws the walk. The reason I think of Coach Meyer, there are a lot of people playing baseball here tonight that I would imagine if Ray was scouting maybe 20 years ago, he'd go out there and hand them a basketball. A lot of big kids.
Yeah, that's right. They, as you mentioned earlier, Tom, many of these athletes were all-around athletes in their high school days. But a lot of these youngsters have chosen to give baseball a shot.
Raziano swings at the fastball, doesn't get it.
0-1.
Allen holding the man on. Tortorisi, the left-hander, looking right that way. If we're looking toward the bottom of the 9th inning for the Sox, Allen, Smith, and Ocasio are going to be your hitters. Well, what did we mention? Around 2,000, Pat, they were shooting for when they put this whole package together a couple of years ago. And the average is 1991 in 23 dates. So I guess they can't be too disturbed about that. And with the nice weather in front of them, this ball club's been on the road quite a bit the last 2 weeks. So maybe things are picking up out here. Hopefully they are. We'll remind you while we're talking about that, Pat and I will be back with you. There's a fly ball into the left center field. You're going to have to hurry, and they don't get it. Payton just sort of took his time. Here's the runner going into third and in safely. I don't know whether Payton got a late start on that or not. If we have the replay, maybe Timmy can show it to us. But the ball wasn't hit that well in the left center field. And Hosey, who, as Pat and I have been telling you all night long, has been shading every right-hand hitter into the hole in right center field, and Payton just never got to it.
Well, Ray had a long way to go. It did hang up there for a while, and he just didn't quite have enough foot speed to reach it. Here's the play as it's lifted into left center, and Payton had a fairly long run, and then his throw kind of arches into third base, and Langford gets in there.
Tortorisi throws a fastball for a strike to Paul Tutsis, who has had a big night. 3 base hits in 4 appearances.
He's driven in a run. He's scored a run, and that wide open stance up there serves him well.
Knifes a foul down the third base line and out of play. Pat and I will be back with you on the 29th of June right here at Coveleski when the White Sox play host to Quad City. And then 2 days later on Friday, the 1st of July, Kenosha in here for a ball game. And then we'll wrap it all up on August 1st with Rockford in. So we got 3 ball games in front of us. 1 in June, 1 in July, and 1 in August. Tortorisi looks toward first. Ground ball. Allen goes to second, and again they have the run. No, they go to first and get him.
Allen the hard way. Nice play. He fielded the ball and made the play to second, then got back to first base in time. Nice job by Larry Allen, who's been rather adept at his first base position tonight. He's made a couple of nice plays.
And again, Raziano made them work for that out, as he did the inning earlier, and allowed a run to score. All right, we're at the bottom of the 9th, 7-2 the score. Sox have a long way to go. Allen, Smith, and Ocasio will be the hitters.
Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle. 3 parts of the Yankee dynasty that have dominated baseball through the years. Each week, host Mel Allen tracks the trials and tribulations of baseball's Bronx Bombers as they go head-to-head with the best competition in the American League. There's interviews, features, and stories from behind the scenes of one of baseball's most successful and controversial franchises. A comprehensive look at New York Yankees baseball coming your way this week on Sports Vision.
Hi, I'm Darren Pang.
And I'm Bob Mason.
Hey, we're goaltenders for the Blackhawks.
You know, goalies and catchers have a lot in common. Take Carlton Fisk to the White Sox.
We both wear masks.
And we both get our fair share of abuse.
And you can catch us on Sports Vision, Chicago's winners on cable.
The Sox all summer and the Hawks all winter on Sports Vision.
Way to go, Bob.
Back in South Bend, the White Sox down to their last 3 outs, 2,935 on hand for the ball game on a beautiful night here in Coveleski Stadium. But it's been a little bit too much offense for Springfield, at least so far in this one. And White Sox were their last opportunity here, trailing 7-2.
Greg Becker in relief of Glisson. Valera going to hit for Allen. Wilson Valera for the White Sox.
257 hitter, Tom, with 7 RBIs so far this year. It's just his 26th appearance of the year.
Fly ball into center field. Langford, no problem. 1 down. Sox have 6 hits tonight. They got 2 base hits in the second inning. And since then, with a hit here and there, they got 2 base hits in the 3rd inning. After that, they've sort of struggled at the plate. Becker working on Big Eddie Smith, the 3rd baseman, who singled in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, and grounded out 2nd to 1st his last time up in the 6th inning. Line drive, base hit into center field. Smith chips in with his 2nd hit. Sox still alive. Long way to go. Here's Ocasio.
Ocasio 2 out of 3 tonight. And the White Sox don't need anything fancy right here. They just need a pile of base runners.
That indeed. Pop up to the infield. O'Hale waves everybody off, and then here comes Gilkey out of right field and makes the out. So 2 down. And I think the Sox are going to go over a pinch hitter here.
And another pinch hitter here for South Bend. Rod McRae, an outfielder, will get a chance to swing. McRae hitting 161. No homers, 6 RBIs.
McRae batting for Kenneth Pledger. Will stand in from the right side.
Well, with the Sox trailing 7-2 and 2 out here in the 9th, I wonder if McRae went to Steve Diller and said, should I tie it or win it?
That one was wrapped right at the South Bend dugout, and Dillard started ahead for the Hills. Thank goodness they had that little retaining screen up in front of them, or somebody would have been bailing.